VPK here.
All right.
I think VP might actually do it. I think if it's a Quastox Invoker, I think he's pretty good against Centaur and Void. They have a lot of different ways to stop the Void from just hitting, which I think is pretty important. Like you have Tornado, Disruption, even Frost Armor is really good. I think VP might do it.
BKB really big on Dream. It's going to be a weird game. I think it's pretty close though.
All right. Well, we're kind of split both ways on this one. Why don't we go throw over to the casters and see what their thoughts are in this game?
Indeed, after a Gambit 1 victory in game number 1, we have the possibility to maybe go to another game 3. We've had close Dota all day in a day that I think a lot of people are like, it feels like there's some one-sided matchups, and instead we're getting some close, good games. Last game came down to one team fight. You know, it happened, but BSJ, you see the draft. Game 2, is it going to be a 2-0, or are we going to 3?
Let's see.
Sorry, VP is actually, pretty heavily favored.
That's
BSJ.
pretty crazy. I don't know. They just lost game 1 and not in some flukish manner. I just want to say that. It did not look like Gambit got lucky or anything like that.
Outplayed him.
Yeah, you said about deciding team fights last game. I'd say we're going to see some of those this game. We got Mars Invoker, Lich on one side. We got Void, Phoenix, Centaur on the other. We even got 2 Voids on the same team. And I like the mobility pick on the last one because other than the Slark Pounce, Mars Spear not very reliable. All of Invoker stuff, it doesn't like perma-stun you, right? It just makes it so you can't walk away. All the Invoker Tornado, Cold Snap combos. I personally, as a Slark and Void player in the past, do not like playing Slark into Void. I guess they say you can Shadow Dance during Chrono, but usually you just don't Chrono the Slark. But yeah, I did get better when you can Pounce Void and he no longer can Time Walk. Yeah. But I am leaning towards Gambit in this game based on the Slark and Invoker picks. I'm not a huge fan of Slark so far from what we've seen from this tournament. They are smoked up, possibly looking to reach around at the rune.
The bait. How do you do
yes, they bait the Essence Shift stacks. This is exactly what you do. You let him level his E on Slark, and then you come from mine. As long as Shotzo doesn't feed here.
It doesn't look like it will. Here comes the coconut. It will only bounce once, but will that be enough to get solo? He's going to try to run Hazard Retaliate. He actually already has him stacked up.
Who's getting who here? He has a Remnant.
He has a Remnant. He will throw it out, and it will pull him in, give him that first blood. He does. He even cancels the attack as the Fire Spirit takes down. And there you go. GPK gets that first blood. And you have the full Retaliate stacks on Centaur already because of that BSJ. Isn't this going to be pretty tough in the Slark in this first wave now?
Yeah, you have to be concerned a bit. He did lose a lot of health, but with the headdress from the Phoenix as well as the shared Tango from Witch Doctor, he should be good to go.
He's like, yo, Phoenix, I know usually you should play off the lane, but come stand next to me and give me that
You can have XP
regen.
for like the next 25 to 30 seconds, and then get out of here.
You can go somewhere else. We see, look at all the chickens on Dire side. 2 going bottom, 1 middle, and 1 top already. They got chickens galore coming out on both sides. Now that every team, now that we're turbo moded up, everyone gets their own chicken. This top lane, Mars Shadow Demon. Not the lane you see very often versus Faceless Void and Witch Doctor. And I feel like Shadow Demon actually can do a pretty easy job of bullying out the Witch Doctor. Right?
I like what he's doing here. He wants to isolate the 1v1 for Mars. Mars, once again, last game we saw the favorable matchup from the offlane perspective, and that's what you want to do. You just want to give him that 1v1. And sometimes as support, it's really important to think to yourself, does my core want to be 1v1 or not? And that can affect the way you play lane. As we see bottom going on Shotzo again, he does have Retaliate stacks from the first blood, but he already used those, and they're on cooldown.
2 more attacks possibly. They need 1 more. Are you diving for this?
Oh.
ILTW, easy there, Angry Bear.
He had a lot of armor from the Essence Shift stacks, so it didn't take quite as much damage from the tower. Shotzo, no salve. He does have a salve from the Phoenix. I assume he's going to use it. Yes, he does.
Oh, and Vampire kind of got juked. Our solo's long gone as he keeps throwing Fire Spirits. And on the other side, FNG and Zayach actually
gets a salve broken.
Yeah, an interesting start to this game as you see the Void's like, oh, well, I guess I'll pull for myself since the creep wave's going on the tower. And then His middle lane, the only one we haven't talked about. It's a 5-4 lead
Cold
against
Snap
4-2.
cancels the Sal, has the high ground ward, so I think GPK will be aware that that's there.
But where is it? It is in a little farther away spot.
People have started doing this. They do it on the very edge where it barely sees the opponent's high ground, such that Blitz mentioned it, that you can use creep aggro to reset the lane where you want it to, based on the vision.
So yeah, even though the Void Spirit has a couple more denies, he does get harassed down and loses a lot of the regen. Seems like all three of these lanes are pretty much, we're just gonna chip you down. Even though we have these headdresses, it feels like, you know, at any moment, if you get like a level 3 somewhere, get a pounce, get a stun, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, Void Spirit does instantly buy the sentry, so he's very aware that he required a ward in order to cold snap him there.
Yep, so we'll see. We'll see if he gets the counter, because there are a few places now. Do you just plan it like right in the middle, or?
Usually you plan in the middle. Yeah. And I think if people continue to do these types of farther back wards, you're gonna be more further in the middle than normal.
Wow, that didn't, I thought that would have chained Witch Doctor into the wall, but it doesn't. FNG will actually
Spear
just make
is a
it
weird
out.
spell, man. It's always hard to tell exactly what it's gonna do. Inconsistent, like many things in Dota.
Yeah.
Get the bash. No bash. You knew he needed a bash to get it.
And there he gets the bash, the one right out.
The double bash, dude.
Yep. So,
That's how it always works.
He has that sentry and it's placed, but he can't get to the ward. The ward
Yeah,
is
ever
just
since they nerfed the Quelling Blade and Tango's working on wards, this happens a decent amount in the mid lane.
Because it's hard. Like, you can't just run at it and kill it. You will tank way too much damage.
Yeah, I think that, now that I think about it, that's probably why. People aren't trying to dodge the ward, they're trying to make it so that you can't get to it. As you see, Void does barely get off his time walk, drops the Wraith Band to stick up. Nice efficiency there, but that was close. Centaur, despite looking like he was going to have a rough lane, actually leading the CS charts for the early game.
We've seen all the last like few Centaurs we've seen. They're beasts, right? We in the series before, he had a Vanguard at like 4.5 minutes last game as well. This hero, ILTW, look at Fire Spirit. He's gonna take
He
a
has
lot
no
of
Dark
damage.
Pact. He went for the 2 points in the Essence Shift. Don't know how I feel about that against Centaur lane as well as the Phoenix, where you really do want that Dark Pact to remove the Fire Spirit's damage. You're effectively saving yourself health, because even though you're damaging yourself, you are removing it.
Oh, and the
The
rune.
haste rune.
I didn't notice this. GPK definitely value, especially I guess as a Void Spirit was invoking. Invoker's not getting bottled. You want to deny his runes, but even last game, he got the 4, 6, and 8 minute runes, which is a pretty big deal as a mid lane. He did have help. This game, it seems to just be a one-on-one rune thing.
Your anger.
Yeah, we are just in the lane. To slow down a little bit. Shadow Demon level 3. Top FNG is pretty much just giving this this Void free experience. He is almost level 5 at 5 minutes in. And the Phoenix is chasing the Lich. And I love the supports. This is what happened last game too, I guess, where the supports actually just both chased each other in both lanes. And we did have 3 solo lanes again.
So for anyone wondering as a viewer, why are we seeing Centaur and Mars so much in these games?
Yes.
I want to remind you guys that these heroes were both first rounded, and they are both on the top of the CS charts other than the mid Void Spirit. So if that says enough to you about these two heroes, I hope it does. Otherwise,
You
I don't
can't
know
help
why.
them, BSJ. Why are you
definitely-
here?
Exactly. Thank you for clarifying that for me, Grant.
You're welcome. Faces one close to that level 5. Obviously level 6, the big one for him. He has raindrops now. Middle. GPK. When do either of these two want to get involved? Because both Void Spirit and Crosswise Invoker, they like to go, and it will be the Spear. That's a pretty tough kill. Time walk up in 4 seconds.
What was your question again, bro?
I was saying, oh, wait, I lied. It's the answer right here. GPK, it's going to be a TP. Here comes no one. He gets pulled in by the Aether Remnant, don't so they might not even get a return kill. It will. It's probably not on the hero you want it to be on, though. Will you get him? No. Okay, do you just suicide your FNG, or do you take the long trek? Guess we'll see.
I'm actually not sure. I was like,
I don't know
thinking about
either.
the answer. You have
Maybe
a
you pull?
win.
Oh, you probably, do you pull?
Yeah,
Looks like
stack
you-
pull, get some greed out of it. You do have the mango to potentially cast these creeps to finish them off.
And I should say, once again, GPK, 6 minute rune. It's a regen too, it's a big rune. And well, what I was gonna ask, I was like, when do these both want to rotate? Because as a Crosswise Invoker, people don't realize you want to rotate very early on that hero, and well, we saw it right there. Do they just mirror each other's movement like we saw right there?
Yeah, probably. I would expect a lot of counter ganking. Both of them are very good at not only ganking, but also counter ganking. I think Centaur should be no one's target if he's going to initiate a gank. It's much easier to deal with the Centaur, but he's just going to be level 6 probably in the next minute or two. Once he gets that, does change things up a lot. Dream does have Chrono.
Okay, so watch out for that, obviously. Probably, you at least usually want treads when you get your first Chrono. It feels like you're doing more than 2 attacks in it.
Yeah, for sure. Does get the Iron Talon. That's a nice item for Mars. May end up giving that to the Slark, though.
Yeah,
Iron Talon on Slark. Makes it so the Dark Pact plus the Iron Talon finishes off the big creep with maybe 1 other attack rather than 4 or 5 extra attacks. As we see bottom,
Yeah,
this is why I don't like Slark. You just want to hit people, and every time you try to hit these offlaners, they do that, and it doesn't feel good at all. Known to be a melee offlaner bully, Slark, and for whatever reason, some patches it works, and some it just doesn't. And this is one of the latter, Grant, just to help you and all the other sides.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Oh, there's going to be a Chrono up top as the Centaur gets gone on bottom. We will see. Will they be able to get the Mars? They pull him in. He is tanky, but he's not going to be tanky
And
enough.
Shotchelo.
He is in trouble. The Phoenix here. The attack, it looks like it might actually be enough. He's getting healed. He might actually go for the kill. He's trying to
Healing Shotchelo.
do it. He is. But now he's in trouble. He has bangos. He actually, you got to be careful. Solo Dire with retaliate. I think he is. He's going to try. You can't just jump in. You might get stoned. Oh my God. No.
He could have maybe turned and hit the Slark there.
Oh,
Honestly.
that was scary. I guess he did have his ulti, unless he got it off that kill.
No, he got it off the Lich kill, so that would have had to be pretty heads-up play. But he honestly could have done it.
Man, that's big though from the Slark. That is 2 permanent agility, right? Yeah. In a lane that you were losing, and all of a sudden you get that as a solo kill because of it. And guess what? You're almost level 7 on the Slark now after a little rough.
Plus the Iron Talon, that's going to speed him a lot. He does see that his ult was deactivated. I'd really like to see him fly himself a Sentry on ILTW because he isn't getting his ult regen.
No. It looks like Solo has 2 on him, so I assume he'll end up down there soon.
Oh, you got to do it on Slark because it gets you more gold than you pay for. Be a greedy carry. Does he have it coming up? No. Honestly, big pet peeve of mine. One of the biggest, and it bothers me every time I see it.
Oh, middle. We do have the stun coming out. Can he get right in for the Maldic? He throws it down. The tornado actually ends up missing. Do we have a Sentry? It's be on the ground. I believe it's the same one. Maldic taking FNG, just throwing attacks. Does he have enough damage? He needs 1 more. It feels like. Yeah, and now GPK, he's going to show. He does not have any cooldowns up. He has a Fairy Fire. What can he do with it? Looks like maybe a turn on the feet here. He's healing and doing damage. No, they bring him down. GPK does die, but no one. He's going to be fine. It is only a level 1 Sun Rain. He's just going to die now as well. For the Fairy Fire play, nope. The innate regen of Quaswex Invoker, too much. And a big turnaround there, feels like, for VP.
Yeah, game of inches so far for sure. A couple people narrowly escaping.
Oh, top lane. He just needs to hit the spear. He tries to jump. But there's going to be the Mars. And yes, I just going to be a free one. I don't need it.
I will give Slark the extra agility, let him hit him once.
And they do. So free slippers of agility already on the Slark. 10 minutes in. Bounty runes a spawn. And looks like to be a 2 for 2. And GPK, ooh, will get the double damage, which is a pretty big rune on a hero like Void Spirit.
Pretty even game thus far. Most of the net worth is on GPK though, in terms of what we're gonna see in the mid game. Yeah, Centaur, he is a mid game team fighter kind of, but he does like to just sit in his lane and do exactly what he's doing bottom, tanking the tower to get retaliate stacks. You're also doing damage to the tower, and Dream naturally rotates after getting killed top. Chrono is off cooldown, does use the shovel salve on Shotchelo.
The bounty rune, Dream with the shovel.
Living the dream is Dream.
Okay, they are seemingly gonna try to defend this. Let's see what no one can do with
All
this.
5 game is coming.
Oh man, let's see. They get the tower. Do they push forward? Nope. They get spotted out, and I think you're Dream. He gets out. I think the tower falls down. They get the spear. He just dies. Stuff the goal. He dies. Yes, finally gets brought down. The Lich gets with that level 1 sinister gaze, and they don't even have to for more. He is careful.
Okay, well they're back. Meanwhile, Slark takes top tower. Huge engagement for VP, I'd say. They do lose the tower bottom, but kill on Void. He just died prior to that top. Going for a Mask of Madness, and that's going to be like a 14-minute or 13-minute Mask of Madness.
Yeah, that's rough.
Is under attack. Meanwhile, Slark working on that defusal. Only 1,000 off. He's a 1,400 net worth ahead of the Void, his counterpart. God, Iron Talon's so good for Slark, man.
And it was really plus the top tower because he was ahead. He was like 500 ahead, and then all of a sudden it's 1K bottom lane. Trying to burst down GPK here with that ulti on him. But only 3 stacks of poison. He'll just run away. Purge the double damage off. Phoenix trying to defend middle is almost level 6. Maybe you look for a lot better team fights with that Centaur Phoenix level 6s. It is less than 1,000 gold lead. It does feel like VP has taken a little bit more control though with those last 2 kills.
Yeah, and they're going to definitely look to ramp up the pace, especially when Chrono's ever off cooldown. Right now it's up, but GPK, or excuse me, Dream is hurting on the farm front. Does get 2 neutral items. They're elects to keep the shovel though. So we just have to compare in terms of farm efficiency. You have 100 health and a shovel from Void, and you have a Iron Talon on the Slark. That's going to make a big difference in terms of these 2 heroes that are going to be hitting creeps for a little while.
We do see actually Solo pinging out where Dream's at because they do have that Observer ward there. Tons of the warding in this series has been amazing too. FNG and Solo obviously probably the 2 best in CIS. With the tornado, it hits FNG and it hits Vampire on the Phoenix.
4 at 13 minutes into the game.
Oh, this is, yeah, FNG pretty much the same last game. He is still that OG 12 position support.
It's 17, I believe, is what we called it last game.
So what do you, I mean, you got to get levels sometime. The problem is, where do you get them? Because it seems like your Centaur's extremely greedy top, and you're never going bottom as a position 5, so I guess you just leech somewhere.
Centaur does have a full pipe, but once this Diffusal Blade Slark comes out and 50 gold, all these mana-reliant tanky heroes, like the Void and the Centaur, not going to feel so hot as we see mid-lane.
Oh yeah, they're going in. He has that Yule's 8th Remnant, does go down. It's the Invoker. Oh. There's going to be chain punches going to come on, don't do it too. They get the trade off and win that one. It's Void. He gets speared into the MP. This is going to be a kill on the Faceless Void again. Well put together fight from VP.
Super low cooldowns for them. They really are using this Faceless Void, despite the fact that he does have Chrono. He's just getting tornadoed into speared over and over again. I honestly didn't consider how good of a setup Tornado is for Spear. You can reliably hit them on the way down, and paying itself off here, something I considered in VP's draft to be absent, but it is indeed a part of it. Just not enjoying being alive.
And he didn't even get that last creep to get level 5 that was dying to the tower.
Bro, why would you want to do that? You have to respawn for an extra 4 seconds. That's value, think about it.
And we have the replayer. You see it. FNG low. He is the only
Solo
one
dies to a lich.
Yeah. And then, as you said, look at this. Tornado, ulti, spear, cold snap. They made it look easy. And maybe it is easy, but VP, we saw this from them the last time.
Wrap around on Shacho.
Oh, they need to get... Can he make it out? He has that pipe. They see him. He'll punch it back. There is going to be the perk. They are just playing this so bad. I love it. They're just letting him stack it up. With that agility. 4 permanent and 27 temporary. Can go for a tower. They're actually looking for Dream. He has his new open one. He gets speared. He has a Sinister Gaze as well. This is another kill. And this game is spiraling BSJ out of control, it feels like.
There's no better feeling than just hitting somebody for S and shift stacks on Slark.
And your team letting you do it.
Yeah, seriously.
Phoenix trying to make some space, get bounty runs, but he's scared out. And the tornado hits. Do we have the lead? Yeah, there's the 10 hitters.
Hitting him in Invoker.
Oh, hey there, Remnant. Hello. And we're talking about the faster paced team wins, and all of a sudden we're looking at this Void. That's the one good thing. Slark, even though we haven't liked him as much, he's still quicker paced than a Void.
Yeah, at this stage, Void looks very bad compared to Slark, and I just didn't expect him to be able to get bursted so much early, and Cap said he needs BKB in the draft, and that is a pipe dream at this point. Does have the Maelstrom queued up as opposed to the BKB after the Mask of Madness. I think that's a little bit too hopeful coming out from Dream, but we'll have to see if he manages to put both of those items together.
No one pinging out this field here. Shot slow.
He's there now.
He is level 12. Just throws you in the cold snap, Spirit Vessel drains most of his mana. FNG died on the backside. FNG almost feels like a creep this game. There's a region around. He's going to re-steal it. Goes off immediately. Does pop his ulti. And the region actually still on. There's going to be the Phoenix. We do have the Chrono down. There goes Zyge. Can they actually bring on the Suckers to the Ultra training together? The Phoenix exit blows up. They will get the kill. Wow. They needed that one. And I didn't realize, I guess.
And the tip for the mental damage, continue.
That's big. I just didn't, I forgot he picked up the regen. The only damage he was taking was the cold snap and the vessel. So he kept the regen on the center the whole time, which allowed him to get the ulti off with that regen. It's pretty slick.
Oh, because of the pipes?
Yeah, the pipe negated the damage, so the regen stayed on him the entire time because he didn't take a physical attack.
I was confused for a second, but that's
Sorry.
value. No, that makes sense.
That was, oh man, that's a big fight. We went down from 6K to 3K gold just like this, but now, if you're VP, you run straight at them, right? No chrono. We'll see if that's what they do. He does pick up the javelin. A little more damage, and obviously, as you said, going for that Maelstrom over the BKB, maybe he's like, I need to get at least one farming item. We see the replay, and yeah, here it is. Centaur's like, yo, what up? Tornado comes out, then you get the Cold Snap Spirit Vessel, obviously. Losing most of your mana. ILTW already got the kill on FNG. He actually speared him downhill. Rezo saved him, and yeah, here you see it right there. Look at regen. The entire time, no one hit him. And they just run away. We are smoking up top now.
Yeah, he TP top on Dream, so they know he's stuck here, and they know he doesn't have Chrono, so we are running at him with Blink Dagger on Resolution. They know he has no TP, so they're looking.
No.
Might Arena to destroy the trees.
They're
Nice
just
spear.
gonna spear him. The rest are
Okay.
coming. No one in the ILTW here. I don't think he's okay yet. There's the Tornado EMP. They're taunting on him. Goodbye, Dream. Tried to right click and time lock, but unable to do so.
And that good Sirs is why you don't TP to your own safe lane.
They will, especially at Quaswikes Invoker. He'll just run across the map and find
Yeah,
you.
you saw the minute he TP got pinged and they beelined it with a smoke.
And if you are going to TP, right, you need to do it in fog or something.
Well, it's not that, it's just you need to TP knowing that the opponent can't punish it.
Yeah.
And when you're a Faceless Void with no Chrono, that is absolutely punishable. It's very rare that it's not punishable, but usually that's why like the offlaners or the supports will take that dangerous farm in the lane, Grant.
Indeed. So 3K lead for VP. They have slowed down a little bit of their aggression. Are you surprised? They did get that one kill right now on Void. I thought they might just keep straight up running, but they're back into their jungle farming a little bit.
Yeah, we're kind of shocked, to be honest. I think that was their window. Void has Chrono again now.
Oh, and a big item for the Dire team, especially when you're down. Philosopher's Stone, obviously not for your carry, but
Gambit
for
is
Phoenix.
FMG is gonna double his net worth in the next few minutes here.
Yep. No, it's X-Vampire.
Never mind, he's going to get it as faster Scepter, Grant.
Yep. And as you said, obviously, so besides being able to bring your
smoke
teammates, it's 2 more hits and they're going to move up top. Oh, GPK. Rezo looked for that blind spear. I like the attempt. They ping out solo. They know there's no way he's alone. And they're just going to go straight up top for that outpost to get a little more extra experience.
You have to believe people buy the Ags because you said 2 extra hits.
Yeah.
I think it has to be the Sun Ray during the egg.
Okay.
That seems pretty powerful when people are doing it, but is it really worth
And
4,000
turns
gold?
direction.
Oh, GPK gets caught out on a hero that isn't easy to spear, but he does get away with that dissimulate into Astral Step. Fun hero. Good stuff there.
And Spirit Vessel charges 2 on the Invokers. It always feels like a Quaswike Invoker, if you lose 1 or 2 fights and you have no Spirit Vessel charges, all of a sudden, like, you don't really do much.
Awkward,
Yeah. Phoenix just farming the enemy triangle right now with all the spirits. And no one's like, oh, well, I guess I'll have to kill you then. Throws out the Tornado. There's the Cold Snap Spirit Vessel. Rezo right here. Will he steal the kill? No. Lets no one pick it up.
Sometime in my spare time, I need to find one of these professional level Slark players, and I need to ask them why they don't carry sentries. I just watched ILTW farm Ancients and then see that he was in Vision from this dire ward that sees the Ancients, and then just not do anything about it because he doesn't have a sentry. It's just so free. But I actually don't get it. It actually gives you gold. It's probably my biggest thing that just bothers me when I'm watching these games of Slark specifically. I haven't seen it once, so I must be missing something if nobody's doing it then. I'm not sure. But moving back, almost has the Maelstrom done on Faceless Void. We were talking about how he needs that BKB, and he was a long ways off, but does have ample amounts of damage if he's ever allowed to hit people. But they have Shadow Demon Disruption. They even have the Shadow Demon Ultimate for his Mask of Madness, which he cannot use. They have the Disarm from Invoker, the Tornado. They have a lot of ways to prevent him from doing so before he gets that BKB.
All the ultis are up on both sides. VP playing a lot more aggressive in this mid lane. Solo's just getting wards out everywhere else on the map.
Going for that status resistance build on Slark, just tanking up, no BKB or anything. So if he does manage to get time dilated, he'll be in some trouble.
They're
He has
looking.
well packed. Shacho?
Zendar barely eat. Will still get spear vessel. He'll just pop his pipe again. He's just gonna run away. You'll into the ice wall. So annoying. Misses the pounce and he will just ulti out. But hey, one cooldown down.
Acceptor on Void Spirit. That's a lot of damage. He got an Axe, but didn't take the level 15 talent for 100 damage.
So obviously very much values that free side and FNG. He will just go down. They might chase for more Faceless Void. He's thinking about going in. You have the egg. You do have the chrono, but you got to make sure you get the right heroes to protect that egg.
I'm willing to bank that that is a misclick.
Okay. We do hear the arena. And yeah, that's why he's in a little bit of trouble here. He's getting right click. Look at the agility. Stack it up. 8 permanent agility, 27 temporary. And yeah, it's still a pretty good Slark game after the start he had. That's the thing. When you have a Slark and a Void, obviously, they're not the quickest pace, but the team that has the better start, that one's going to look a little faster paced.
It's just a matter of whether or not you can punish when Chrono's down. If you feel like you're at an advantage enough with map control to do so, then Slark is heavily favored. But if not, it's really difficult to ever fight into a Void, especially once it gets BKB. So as the game goes on, we do have Void potentially with a BKB against Slark Invoker. Generally 2 heroes he's known to counter, but getting there is the problem. Back up to a 7,000 net worth lead for VP 23 minutes into the game. Looking pretty grim with this Witch Doctor's net worth of spell. That says a lot about this game. You know, we got a 1,700 Witch Doctor net worth at 23 minutes. As opposed to the Lich. That's an extra small item that he's got there, or just an extra 20 Sentry Wards.
And only that,
It's all about how you look at it.
the levels as well. Witch Doctor 7, the Lich 10. It's rough.
That's up.
It is level 4 Maledict. You definitely, you know, level 9, you're okay with Witch Doctor because that's what you got, the extra bounces and you got the Maledict. But for now, Tornado will hit the Centaur again. His ulti is back up. Will he just pop it? At the end, now he lost offense, so he can't pop it. He's just gonna get right down. I believe he does. Dream jumps in, but he doesn't want to use an egg. Will pop down. Will explode at least stun Rezo. Is he out of range? He is. And now you know VP, they are going to be on the hunt for someone without that egg.
At one point, I know he's going for a blink on Centaur, but at some point he should consider a stick.
Instead of that one brand.
Yeah, I understand it delays your blink dagger, but he keeps getting gone on by a diffusal blade and a tornado EMP, and he never has mana to do anything. And VP's going to turn that into a Roshan. Has the lifesteal from the Morbid Mask and the Vlads on Slark. He did take the 20% lifesteal talent as well, so he's really racking up that lifesteal talent, or lifesteal hole. Going for pipe on Rezo.
They're moving in that way aside. It should be enough to get the kill. Maybe not, because he does have that one. And there's not another fight. There's a chrono on the backside. SRG actually gets up and the Shadow Demon safe from being purged up on Dream. Diet trying to run away from GPK. Can he make it? No one is still leading him from the he's in that Maldic up. FNG drop. They tried to get Dream. He somehow jumps away. Oh, mana for the Centaur. A fight that maybe if you're an even network probably goes in Gambit's favor, but because you're 8k down, you just don't have the damage to bring out some of these heroes. That looked perfect for Gambit, in all honesty. You got a decent chrono, and then you got a bullet middle. Still going for that kill, but the Eul's in the air. Self-Eul's no one. He throws that tornado. It actually ends up hitting the Void Sphere. There's the ball. Wide open. He gains the bit, so I guess the spear just goes through his body. Like skewering a pig at a barbecue, and they're just going to move to Roshan.
Now you made me hungry, Grant.
Frosty.
They're into the Roche pit, and this one, I'm going to be honest, I really thought that was a good fight for Gambit. It was a full duration Witch Doctor ulti. Yeah, I agree.
With that mix of the barbecue and flat feeding, I I'm
You're hungry.
definitely hungry. It's just like VP was for this win. Looked like they were
Clean. That was clean. And this is VP did this the first day they played as well, where they lost a game 1 to a team they probably thought they were better than, and then game 2 they looked.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. And hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just picking up daisies. Got 1 too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, for you. Oh, I regret for losing the one who loved me, for who I can't go back to. Walking through all the dust, memories and frame, a past we simply let fade. But I don't close the door, waiting a chance for when we'll be back again. You make me feel
Radiant team ban.
You have to be willing to immediately 5-on-5 over every. About taking towers so much. It's once you take a 5-on-5 fight, you can grab all the towers you want in the world. We saw in game number 1 where earlier today where Nigma didn't even have like all the neutral items because they were literally just running at them so hard.
And I feel like you, like just watching the way that, like I get that every team has their own identity and stuff, and especially this big of group stage this early on, you can still hold on to your identity. But I feel like you should probably be looking at the OG's secrets and even Nigma's to kind of figure out how to play this patch.
Yeah, play fast, play hard.
5 seconds remaining.
So one hero that hasn't been banned that I really expected to be banned is the Keeper of the Light. So far, both the Coddle and the Phoenix are let through so far.
Definitely could be a matter of these teams trying to leave out a lot of juicy picks so that at least they can guarantee themselves something nice within the first phase.
Yeah, Connell is really good against both of the offlaners that you like to draft early in the pick as well, right? Centaur and Mars, they both, like Will-O-Wisp grabs people while they're trying to stampede, which is really annoying.
Oh, yeah.
And then Mars, you know, you've got this AoE control, but this ball of light is so annoying.
He drops the ring and you have the basketball. It's just a matter of just finding the hoop and dropping it right inside.
Dyer's turn to
Mars
pick.
makes it easy to show the other team where the fight is about to take place. Final ban in that phase is Shadow Demon, and our first phase pick is going to be Phoenix.
So it's Phoenix. I think Phoenix is probably like the hero that is probably like the most popular right now across all the regions. Like we've seen some Coddle here and there. We've seen certain heroes like pop up through out the regions, but Phoenix I think is the most consistent that I've seen so far. Like almost every single region plays it.
Yeah.
Almost every team plays it.
Like, well, Death Prophet is the most picked and banned 2 games in the series that is completely untouched.
Yeah.
Where Phoenix, always a constant. So last time they drafted Phoenix and then second picked Timbersaw.
Snap Centaur?
And Gambit, are they really going to do it
snap
again?
Mars.
Okay. I'm glad they didn't snap Centaur again, just because I agree with the Centaur against Phoenix, but I feel like that opening, like you already tried it.
Yeah, but the Mars I think is pretty cool. I think Mars is a really aggressive hero. And you take away one of Virtus Pro's better heroes too. Like Rezo looked very good on the Mars. So you're kind of doing like both things at once.
Yeah, he did play Timbersaw in that first game. When, you know, he's always a nice pick, especially if you're going against some chunksters like the Mars. But maybe they'll opt that. It's a little too early to kind of jump into right now. And we'll see if they decide to go with their secondary support, or if they do want to grab a core.
So you don't feel great about Centaur, but you do feel pretty good about Timbersaw, I do imagine. You got 2 strength heroes already on the board. You did it before. Why not again?
Yeah, and he had a good Timbersaw game. I know that Virtus Pro didn't win that game, but you know, Rezo was able to kind of get some work done.
Only thing is you can't really. I don't know what your egg protector is.
Disruptor.
So they take Disruptor.
He seems to only pop up in this region.
Yeah. Disruptor has like a very clearly defined strength and weakness. The strength is if you're ahead, he feels like broken to play against because you can never get out. It's like a better X marks the spot.
10 seconds.
You can't like buy Yules. It's really only BKB that counters this hero when you get ahead with it. And in this meta where everyone's playing really fast, BKBs are hard to come by for these early to mid game fights. But the down of the hero is like if you get behind it all, it feels really difficult to catch up. And heroes that just run at him, Disruptor hates because he also has no way of backpedal team fighting because he doesn't come with like a stun. He just comes with a bunch of like setup.
Yeah,
he's kind of like AA in that regard.
Yeah, he doesn't have... the nice thing for him is that he doesn't really need items to do what he does. He needs levels. And yeah, you're right. It's mostly crowd control. He'll find more use out of using his kinetic field to keep people away from the egg, or just identifying the arena yet again and dropping the static storm there.
So in this game, it'll feel great. If the Phoenix can get a Supernova that is positioned well enough that Gambit don't feel like they can deal with it, and they try and back out. And once once that overwhelming team fight advantage is found, then you're going to be able to glimpse somebody backwards into the egg. They're getting hit by the explosion. They're separated from their team. Bada bing, bada boom. It's going to be feeling really bad if Phoenix lays down a supernova and Gambit have the superior team fight. They have the confidence moving forward, and they just run at the egg.
True.
It's like, okay, well, Disruptor's not going to do that. Well, put up the kinetic fields, surround the egg. That's about as best as he can do. And seeing as they do have Snapfire, I anticipate that egg to be in constant danger, but there's still 3 more picks to go.
Wonder why they banned PL. I think it's good against Mars, but I wonder if they have something in mind here.
I would have been more scared of Naga Siren. Right?
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, they've got Disruptor. Naga Phoenix is not a bad combo either.
I think Naga's really good against Mars too in lane.
Keeper of the light.
Comes out eventually, but there's Coddle there.
I was surprised that, honestly, it wasn't like first pick on either side. This hero has been pretty crazy for me. And they take Ember to take away. I think this was a block pick.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's really good against the Keeper of the Light Ember Sphere combo. When I see it, it seems insane to me. It feels like you're getting off so much damage in these sides. Slight chain.
That guy's just stuck there. Like, some support is like, oh, there goes half my health. And as soon as he gets unchained, he gets slight chained again.
There's my other half.
Oh, okay, I'm just dead with no commitment.
Yeah, quite ridiculous. And he brings the Will-O-Wisp, of course, which is beautiful to pair with the Mars. You know, good against to see where it is, but also obviously great with. Allows the crowd control so Mars can kind of go freely and the rest of his team within that arena. And they move on to a Jug, the all-classic core pickup without hesitation.
Fast.
Wow, the Axe, who used to be that go-to counter to someone like the Jug, being able to call right through the Blade Fury.
Yeah, out of the offline heroes, they're traditionally there are a fair amount. Like Axe before wasn't really picked so much that we didn't really consider him. Another one that was really classically with Phoenix was Sand King, but that hero was pretty garbage. So back to the Phoenix we go. An AoE BKB piercing disable.
That is your egg protector. We did see it's not amazing against Coddle though. The blinding light is really annoying for you, as is the Will-O-Wisp.
Oh yeah, definitely can be.
I think right now I prefer VP's lineup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think their cores play pretty quickly, and I don't think their laning phase is going to go all that bad. I think it's really hard to lane Coddle plus like Jug, for example, into Axe. Like, I don't think you can ever kill the Axe.
Axe, yeah, should get a lot of farm in this game, right?
I think maybe they'll consider doing what Nigma did and putting like Mars plus Coddle in a lane, so Mars can just spam out his W and his spear. And they might put Snapfire with Jug or something like that, because Snapfire can actually mess with the Axe.
Yeah.
I think that's how I would lane configure, even though like Coddle will play as the 5.
And you've got a kill combo with the Jug, which is always nice.
Yeah. I do think Jug is nice against Ember, though. For a hero that really relies on poking and not hard committing, it's really difficult for them to kill the healing ward. And I think the healing ward has a ton of value in this game.
Yeah, Phoenix might have to do some dive snipes of it or something.
Yeah.
Which, there are a lot of ways to cancel that. Mars got a great one. Just God's Rebuke. Hit him with the shield while he's flying.
If Dream is really good at microing the ward, he's going to get a ton of value out of it in a game like this. And obviously his spin is really good against Egg too.
Oh yeah. An answer for the Glimpse. Great hero pickup. Now final picks to come. The Gambit mid laner still out there, and they do get last pick for that mid lane.
So I saw no one tweet that his storm was broken, like Bloodstone or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't get to talk about it, but didn't see the tweet till after. But
yeah, I think if not for the fact that he might be a little bit hesitant or worried about that, I'd say it's a pretty good storm game. He's really good against Snapfire, and he's really good against Coddle. He doesn't mind Jug either until Jug gets like Abyssal, but that's a really long time away. You have an instant initiation to go along with your Axe. So if, for whatever reason, they kind of figured out what the issue was, they might decide to go that route. But I think if it's truly broken, then he just won't touch it.
What about DK to help you push the pace a bit?
DK's okay. Puck's okay. Let's see what else there is.
Didn't he have a sniper game? Yeah, he had a sniper game the other day. It's good against Will-O-Wisp, I suppose, but, you know, is anyone else going to be able to jump and take down the sniper?
You could do Phoenix. Or,
Dire's turn to
Medusa.
pick.
Medusa.
For the Phoenix combo.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Okay, so they take Razor. That's a good frontliner. They're going to really rely on this Ember shirt to get to the back line. I guess they can be flexible too about who plays the Razor and who plays the Ember, depending on what the matchup is in mid. I think based on this Meepo ban, it might just be an Ember mid. Razor safe lane to go against the Mars.
Now it is
5
on
seconds
Gambit.
remaining.
They see the Razor. There's only so many mid laners who can really take Razor out or get away from the leech. And
your
well, Queen of Pain
hero.
has a blink that can do it.
Okay, so I definitely think you just put... Okay, so they pick Razor mid, Ember safe lane. Alright, I guess GPK... Queen of Pain is like one of the few heroes that doesn't mind laning against Razor. As soon as he's statics, you just blink out.
How's their impact though for the rest of the game? Or do you feel like this was strictly for the mid matchup?
I think it's pretty good. You needed some more damage. I felt like that was kind of what they lacked. And they also needed some sort of jump and way to push out the lanes.
It's a decent egg killer too, because
Yeah,
it's hard to like figure out where the Quap's gonna be.
It's kind of hard for her to play against Disruptor, Ember. Yeah, they have a lot of different...
be scary.
Yeah, they have really good catch for her.
Yeah, she needs to really snowball and avoid a lot of trouble, because it seems like, again, Gambit could be just like, I really want to have this strong mid lane, and I'd hate to see this Queen of Pain segue into something that falls a bit flat.
I think Gambit can do much better time than Game 1 and Game 2 with being able to keep up with Virtus Pro, but I think it's about their execution in-game. I think this is going to be a good test for Gambit to see whether or not mid-series they can adjust their play.
All right, we got to throw to the casters now. The game's already underway, so let's throw it over now to Grant and BSJ.
You've been disrupted. You've been disrupted. Prepare for battle.
A Game 3 on our hands, and it's a last pick Queen of Pain, a hero we don't often get to see, but it is a no one Razor, his third highest win rate hero. Do you agree with the odds, or is that last pick Quap gonna just dumpster the Razor, dumpster the game?
I honestly would take the odds on Gambit this game based on that. I think it's probably a bit favored for VP just based on execution of the last game, but this Quap has a pretty free game once she gets a BKB. Yeah, they have Axe, but they don't really have the burst damage to follow up the call. And the Razor, we saw this the other day against the Keeper of the Light. In the early to mid game, you go for that link, and you just get blinding lighted and breaks the link. And that's a really low cooldown, always reliable. You usually have to itemize like 4 stabs or something like that to enable Jugs to get out of that link. But in this case, that's not the case, and there's a lot of random alt chatting.
Well, ILTW tipped one player, and all 5 of Gambit tipped ILTW, and
Very
he just hit it with a question mark, and it looks like it's friendly tips, though. We see the heart and the troll face pudge, so I did look up the stats for both of them. So Quap is GPK's second highest win rate hero. Razor is no one's third, both above 65%, which is pretty good, but this is a very one-sided matchup, I thought.
For Quap, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this is incredibly one-sided. If played properly on both sides, there's really nothing Razor can do. Most of the time, once Quap gets up level 3 at 2 points in Dagger, you're just eating daggers to the face. You can't link her because she blinks. And you just don't really have a way to win the lane on the side of Razor. So I've seen other Razors kind of just go for like a max plasma field build back into, once they get level 6, they go Eye of the Storm and hit those neutrals up.
Yeah.
Back when Razor's passive damage was on his Storm Surge, it wasn't really that bad because you would just begin rotating between lane and jungle. But now you actually have to hit level 6, which is the rough part. Dream does get battle hungered down bottom. And this Axe Phoenix is becoming the new combo.
It is.
lose earlier today, but it still looked good for Cyber Legacy against Team Nigma.
Yeah, it did. And then that means on the other side for the offlane, it's gonna be a Snapfire as well as a Mars. We know we need 3 heroes from each one in each, but it looks like it's gonna be 2-1-2 lanes after all. Okay, and Zaych is actually gonna leave the wards over there.
Yeah, I saw that little cute play in case he runs into somebody. They won't think that he has, or maybe they'll think that he placed it. Either one. You see the cookie onto the rune to secure it, but it doesn't hit anybody. And he also has cookie.
Yeah. Long cooldown, what is it, 24 seconds at level 1. You don't have the scatter blast to secure that range creep.
Mars is pretty good at that, though.
He is.
Yeah, you
and
don't
that's
really
why
need
you're
to worry
okay with
about
this,
it.
maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a big consideration for any support in any lane, all the viewers at home, is if your core can secure range creeps. If they can't, and you can, please do it. Thank you.
Yep. As long as one person can do it.
Yeah, public service announcement. And Mars does not need you to, so if you're a Rubik and you have a Mars, please do not fade bolt the range creep.
No one did get the good block on middle lane, which is going to be a big thing. As we said, very, very Quap favored. And down bottom, Fire Spirit's already being used. A lot of harass in every lane. Shadlow actually super low himself top. Forced to already use that healing salve and bring himself more tangos.
That was the Snapfire's healing salve, and now he doesn't have it. No cookie for 10 seconds, but just a lot of damage pumping out. Some massive regen issues up top. They don't have any headdress.
Yeah,
They don't really have any...
No headdress on your Snapfire.
They have an Orb of Venom on the Mars. I've seen this a lot, but it might be too greedy this game in terms of you went all out on aggression, but if you have health issues, you can't be aggressive. You can trade back and forth cookie on to the Ember, and Shotshell, he's taking a lot of damage. He's going to have to back off. Thunderstrike in 5. Does decide to not pursue on solo, but look at this. He just doesn't have any health.
Yeah, this is an absolute bloodbath in the top of the hill.
Flying out, and that just doesn't feel good either way. Yeah, you're going to regen right back up, but you have 2 CS on Mars.
You do have
and you've used like 3 salves.
You have a ton
and they're going to try to pull. And good job by Vampire blocking the pull cam from being. He dragged the creep bagger away. He's losing all his health again.
He did. He really needs those salves. He's going to need more than 2 at this point.
This is not Coddle Ember, though, so he's going to need to get mana. He does have a bottle queued up as his first item.
Yeah. For now, the Queen of Pain is actually losing middle right now, 6-5 to 6-4. No points in the Shadow Strike. Do you do 2-1-1? Because I thought you always get 2 points in Queen of, or the Shadow Strike early.
I obviously trust GBK to know Queen of Pain better than I do, but this is peculiar to me. He does now level the dagger.
I guess he wanted to scream just
maybe,
for the range.
Yeah, I was going to say, he leveled his Blink level 1 to break the link, which makes sense. And then he went for the scream, which, like you said, must have been for that reason. But that does delay your aggression timing. But once he gets up,
and he loses it anyways.
Yeah, it's only 75 damage on that level 1 scream, so not the most reliable nuke for securing if you don't also right-click the creep at the same time. Solo, he's flying solo as he runs away here, but he manages to squeak away. No regen on him either. XS Vampire has no mana but 10 stick charges.
So able to stun, secure some creeps if needed. There's the other lane in the bottom. It is that Phoenix as you talked about, man. Fire, battle hunger. One of the few things that, yeah, even though you have a headdress, you're like, that is a little too much to regen through. I need the tangos, but he does have tangos, healing salve, and same with the Juggernaut, going for a double Wraith Band build before boots.
One of the few heroes that he doesn't benefit as we see XS Vampire. He's going to be fine. Just a lot of poke and prod from both sides of the top lane.
Yeah.
But Jug usually has mana problems being able to use spin in the laning phase, but because he has the Keeper of the Light, he can use that spin to remove this battle hunger, the spirits, giving him virtually free farm.
He's getting run at right now, though. Level 3 will push him away, and that is enough. Ton of damage.
In our tower. Oh, he doesn't let FNG have it.
Yep. Dream's like, nah, you got a healing ward on you. I gave you one thing. I get the gold. And so they are going to cut the Creeway bottom. And it is an Invis rune top. We did talk about Gambit actually has been running the runes. GPK has done such a good job. And in a Quap vs Razor matchup, I feel you should do it again. FNG. Uh-oh, his courier.
No blinding light for 10. He's going to get the refresh on his...
Straight up. And goes down. Quick first blood. FNG, we've seen him. He has been struggling. He is one of those position, as Lee said, like 1 million supports where he doesn't get that much farm, and it feels like nowadays you need farm on everybody. not just 4 heroes or even 3 heroes.
Yeah, actually living the dream. Yeah, Rezo's getting a lot of small creep camp kills from that, but 33 CS at 4.5 minutes. Level 5 already in the side lanes. He's actually out leveling the Razor.
You've been disrupted.
Sax is owning. It feels like everything's coming up VP right now. They are more than 1,000 gold ahead already. 5-minute runes though. Let's see how the bounties are distributed. Looks to possibly be a 2-for-2 trade here unless Solo goes for the aggressive rune, which
he's going to go for it. 3 for 3. He actually took the Ember's bottle with him, so he's going to get the refill to give himself full, and he's then also going to bring back a full bottle to his Ember.
That's Slay. Unfortunately, Vampire is suiciding, but he got the check-in. Wait, is he? Yeah, he is.
He's fine. He's going to cookie out. Doink.
Uh-oh.
That destroys the trees, Vampire.
Oh, no.
This was all the plan.
No, Grandma. And she goes down. Dying to the dark. She does end up getting that courier, like we said, so, you know, not the worst trade.
Stay in the trees. I once heard that.
I'm looking at the net worth, and right now it is. The Quap is pulling a little bit more ahead of the Razor now, almost 200 gold. But as you said, this Axe is the big winner of the laning phase.
Yeah, Razor's just juggling. And since he has to do it at level 5, it's going to be pretty slow as he right-clicks down a golem.
It does not feel good. He does have him stacked, but like you said, before when Razor was strong, you had this like 1-1-4 build.
Get the denied.
Gotta be careful though. I'm surprised Quap didn't push up hill. Yeah, I was about to say, why wouldn't you? And a little bit of a he
like the
sees
small
it.
creeps. Throw
the ulti. Throw the ulti. Just kidding. Probably shouldn't. As
No balls. No
Phoenix.
balls.
But now level 3 of the Shadow Strike there, and that's a pretty good combo. We didn't think too much about that. Keeper the Light plus the Queen of Paints, instant Scream, Blinks, and Shadow Strikes. They pretty much all are instantaneous at that point. And he's going to try to blast. They are going to try to steal this. It's tough with this lane dominating build from the Quap, though, since you do only have level 1 Scream.
That's why you break out the ultimate, Grant.
Nah, you don't. You think about it, but you don't. And they're just going to clean it out, so this Razor is going to be a little bit upset about that. But luckily, his bottom lane, I'm sure, is telling him, yo, this is going great. I got phase boots. I've got a bracer. I've got 1,000 gold. Do you like the Blink Dagger first? We haven't seen it in a while.
Against heroes like Jug and Quab, I think it's nice. And trying to do his best Seb impression resolution here, carrying from the off lane on Axe.
See if he can. Meanwhile, Shochlo, a big difference. This Mars level 4 in the fountain. This Axe is level 7. Killing grapes.
Yeah, I like the fact that Gambit blocked their own hard camp bottom. Axe has been looking to cut and then farm the 2 camps, and he notices he can't clear that extra bit of efficiency. So what will he choose to do with his downtime?
Yeah, because that
Resolution, just chilling.
It's crazy how well he's doing, and the fact he could be doing better if it wasn't for that heads-up play of blocking your own camp.
Broom handle. He has to go out of position. Oh, is he going to yoink it?
Oh, he should. Someone's going to yank it. Like, I got it. He will. It's a steal, so Solo does give away one of the items. Shochlo in a lot of trouble. He's level 5. A ton of damage being thrown up. There's the clinch back. Solo's going to get this. Maybe. No. Does stick up. Blinding Light pushes him back a little. And it will be the kill. Slideface gets it, but he will throw out the Shadow Strike. You toss the ulti here. He just right-clicking down. Now there's the ulti. Gets the kill. Now Solo should be a kill as well. Lowers all the cooldowns. Blink up in 2. Do you blink in? No. It's only a level 4 Quap, I guess.
It's also not worth it.
Sorry, level 4 Disruptor.
Not worth going on the support underneath their tier 2. Too much potential backfiring going on there. As we have a nice pause, he says, sorry, lags, G.
And
G comes out from everyone in the game. That's only 1 G from 4 different people, not 2 Gs from 1 person. So the game must go on.
It does. But it's a 2K lead now for VP BSJ. What's Gambit? Who's our playmaker? I'm looking at, is it just the Quap? Because it's tough. You know Quap's a playmaker, but when you only have level 1 Blink, like, you don't want to blink in, right? With all these counter initiations we see, I don't know. I'm just not seeing where they're going to be
weird. This patch is hard when you don't have any clear-cut objective taking, and the other team just benefits from farming. And right now, the static game almost certainly benefits VP. They have the Razor mid, who's very content to jungle. You have Phoenix, who's very content to take over the lane. Ember, who's an independent core top that's very hard to gank, as we see Vampire get gone on.
Yeah, oh, Cookie actually.
Not level 6 yet.
He does spear him. Well, he spears him into the river, and he's back up. Says hello. Nice, refreshing bath.
Yeah, it looks very normal there.
Meanwhile, Zayach trying to stack the camps for Razor as he does start up in that jungle. 3K lead. Now we're just slowly getting 1,000 gold every 2 minutes for the Dire side of the lead.
It's very awkward, right? Because you're trading farm bottom, but you're not trading farm mid and top. Meaning with mid, they're farming jungle and lane, and top, they're farming equally with 2 heroes compared to 3. And Axe is also out farming the jug, so...
Axe has a blink now, by the way, and a smoke. Looks like he wants to make a play top.
Itching. Phoenix probably going to get 6. Also, huge timing for VP. That's a pre-10-minute level 6. This may catch them off guard. Pants down.
It's 10 minutes. They're doing it right before the X-Vampire. He's there. They see that he has the blink. Resolution doesn't want to use it just on him, but he does get it canceled because of it. X-Vampire jumps in. He will be able to survive by the Roach. They get the call for it, though. It will be on the Mars, and this should be an easy one. Gets it. Not even a need to dunk, and they'll get both those bounty rooms as well, and no one. He should be able to find that other bounty room. So it's...
Does he know where it is?
That's the question. No, he doesn't.
Nope. Oh, yep.
He's going for it. Now he's like, oh yeah, gold. I like gold.
Gold is good.
I thought there was going to be a blink call, but FNG actually avoids it. I don't think he's going to avoid death here, though, BSJs. He's just getting run at by ILTW and Rezo. And a very slow, calculated beatdown right now from VP.
Yeah, I love their natural movements. The Razor Phoenix taking over. The Axe getting a really good start going blink. Razor rotating the bottom. Basically swapping areas on the map. Playing around his 2 supports. Even Disruptor's level 6 since the Phoenix. He has Tome plus level 6 on Disruptor, so he's looking good. Disruptor, one of the scariest heroes when you have map control and a lead. Something that last match we saw a lot of.
Oh, the call comes and it will only hit on the Mars.
6 on Mars.
They're just running in, and yeah, this Mars is just sad as can be. FNG goes down, and I don't know. This is just an absolute beatdown. We talked about it. No true playmakers on the radio. I know people are going to say, but Quap, but you can't blink into fights. You just can't. And you're not blinking into this VP team.
Yeah, and you don't farm efficiently on Quap.
Oh,
is the problem.
That's one way to do it. We have the Snapfire ulting middle just to clear out the creep wave.
Easy CS. But look at those range.
They're taking it. It doesn't even matter.
Oh, the shovel salve. The value coming out from no one on the salve.
Yeah, and he gets the call. He's like, no, I'll take these creeps. This will just be a tower, even with the Snapfire ult used to try to stop it. Rezo gets that as well. 6K net worth at 12 minutes in.
That's almost twice your MMR, Grant.
It is. Almost. Quap. What do you do if you are the Quap now? You got this 3-1-4 build, so you do have your maxed out nuke. You've got Shreds, you've got a K, you're getting close to that Ewel's. When do you start making a play? Or can you?
Dude, I don't know. I think it's around this Mars, and he just got level 6. That feels so bad. It's like this Jug, yeah, he has farm, but look at what he's doing with the farm compared to this Axe, and that's why it's so about like prioritizing what heroes need the farm. One team, the Axe, the Initiator, the Pace Setter, and the other team has Mars.
Oh no, Dream. He gets gone on right now. Zayach is here. He will get the spin-off, so they don't have the lockdown since he already used the call.
No, Mars is lower net worth than the Phoenix, man.
It is rough. He is out of time. When FNG just dodges to abilities immediately. Zayach tried to play a little bit of night dodge. Did the Mars just get him a kill? He did. Well played there. He throws out his ulti now. Doesn't have the spear because he's silenced. He's under that static from eternal. GPK getting right click down by ILTW. If they kill this Quap, that'd be gigantic. He just got his blink up. Will it call last in time? Dumped up. LeBron James gets it, and there's a 4K lead, 2-10, and there is no brakes on this VP car right now.
What do you do? They're just going to keep collapsing the map on you. Jug really isn't strong enough to fight this stage in the game. And as you see here, like they just...
FNG's just dead. He gets his ulti off actually, but he still just dies. It did secure him that 1 kill. This could have been worse, surprisingly.
Even Disruptor missed his ultimate.
Yeah. And yeah, he just gets silent. He kind of ran back into it as well. This has been a rough one on Mars. He did have a good game 1. Ooh, Rezo blinks forward now. The game, they're trying to chase him down. Rezo's in trouble. Rezo's gonna die. No, he juked him. Oh no, Dream just got juked out of shoot, and he is getting healed out. See you later, FNG. There's gonna be Dream getting glimpsed back. He's just getting run down by ILTW. That magic solo gets the kill. They were so close to eating the Jug, but close is not good enough. Now the Snapfire trying to run away. No Cookie, just eating that way through with the Quelling Blade. Please, I'm just trying to take some cookies, but No cookies there. They play something more. Damn it. It's going to be GPK. The ulti comes out. You do get the kill on Rimble. 620 gold, but no one turns it around on GPK. And another, we're seeing a lot of 3-for-1 trades for VP.
We got the...
And an Arcane Rune for Ember bottled up.
I'm going to go ahead and nerd out and say we have the pie kill score going on right now.
Yep.
Talking about cookies. Apple. What about baking some pie?
I do. I love pies. Do you know the next 6 digits of pi, BSJ?
I know the 1529. That's about all I got.
3.141519.
19. No, it's 29.
Why the hell would I know, BSJ?
Yeah, how do you just say so close but not have it be correct? I don't know anything past that though, dude. So.
Okay. Isn't it the same numbers eventually?
No.
Oh, it's not.
That's the beauty of it.
Well, top lane. The beauty of this axe is, well, you force people to attack you, and then you kill them.
That's true. And he's going for Eagles. Really good against the Jug Omni Slash.
6K, it's 15-3. It just feels like Gambit is stuck on their side of the map, which they are. And even then, they don't feel safe. I'm surprised they feel safe in their own jungle right here. They're getting a lot of wards. FNG, 4 very defensive wards. So they know this rotation's coming. I will say FNG, he is doing a good job even with his little farm.
They're rapid behind. Arcane Rune on the Ember. May catch Dream, but I'm sure that's not going to result in anything. Queuing up the Diffusal Blade on Jug, but I don't know. I don't know what their timing is for Gambit.
Yeah, well, I mean, what item should he be getting on Jug? Do you need to go for a greedier item, or do you just have to hope you
have to fight your way back into the game? Against Axe Disruptor, you can't farm your way back into the game. Too much pick off. Even if you're farming, the rest of your team is going to be feeding galore if you try to do that. You have a Queen of Pain, a hero that does not farm her way back into the game.
So one of the wards is killed by VP. That Gambit, they're going to go for a little bit of rep run. Are they connecting up top to the Quap? It looks like they might be connecting up top. They want to go for this tier 1. That's one way. You got to get some objectives taken. Dragon Scale for the raid. So good with the new static link. GPK will just push it out. Level 12 now. Has the Essence Ring. This Quap does do damage. Level 2 ulti does feel good, but they're just pushing in tier 2 middle right now with Resolution. Did you even try to defend this tier 1, or do you not care that much about it top?
Eventually you give up. Yeah, eventually you let them make this big of a movement. It's naturally the first tower any team that is this far behind will try to take, and you partially don't want to fight on this part of the map, giving them a potentially advantageous fight, but it looks like they're going to let them finish the tower up and maybe wait till they separate afterwards, because VP is smoked up, clearly have no intention of defending the tower. Gonna ward the high ground most likely, and Gambit seems very aware that this is possible as they all cower into the trees. GPK even blinking in the direction opposite of behind them, expecting it to be coming from behind, so well read by Gambit. All things considered, they got a tower, got away scotch-free from a smoke coming out from VP. But needless to say, VP's map control looking pretty good right now. Ember's going to walk top. He's pretty unkillable as long as he doesn't get speared. They don't have like an orchid or anything.
As long you do got to be careful, because if that one spear does come through, oh, they could cookie as well from the trees. There's going to be the Ewell. There's going to be the spear. He does get speared. Will the TBB time for Rezo? He gets the blink. He gets the 3-man call. Oh my goodness. There was the ulti from FNG, but there's just too much damage. The Quap ulti flies through. They do get Rezo. Now they will be on the run. Dream will spin and TP away. A worth it trade, it looks like, for Gambit.
Absolutely. 1-for-1's always good at this stage, especially when the opponent's reacting to you.
And that looked like it could have been a lot worse. You had a big 3-4-man call there from the Axe, but FNG, once again, you just put the ulti on top of them, get the hell out. So FNG flying up some smokes top. Yeah, it is a 7K lead, as we said. It's tough to make moves as Gambit because they are kind of forced to do these 4 to 5-man rotations every single time because you're already so far down. And they're going to try to jump. Low cooldowns, Razor, Ember. Won't find anyone. I will say, with how far Gambit feels behind, they've done a good job of not just bleeding out even more kills than they have to, but it also means they are not farming in their... Sinmac, but you did see Quap, he's farming bottom as well as Coddle actually blasting out top.
He's going for an Orchid. I don't really know what the intent is. I guess to kill the support, because 2 of the cores already have Ewells, and Ember I guess Ember's going to be a target for a little while, queuing up the Maelstrom again from the first. We were a bit disappointed in his magical damage build when the rest of his team was all magic damage, but this time around you do have the Razor for physical damage. Looking for Dream. They might catch him here.
Oh, you can't glimpse. Well, you can if you get the blink call and then glimpse, but he'll spin. They're looking around. Resto just find him. Nice steal, though. It slowed them down. Do we have it? Yeah, there's going to be the glimpse. Sorry, Dream. No spin up. No Omni Slash. More than likely going to die here. Goes with the healing ward. That's just going to be free gold now. Well, if they find it, they're just going to let it go away.
You got rid of the healing. Oh,
wait, the creeps. Oh, and they knock it down. Even the creep's strong enough to beat that plank of wood.
Resolution instantly TP's bottom, looking to maybe punish.
Oh, they can't. Nice Yules, and it also cancel the blink because it does damage, and he's gone. Well played. And we'll say, even through the series, even though the rough game too, GPK has looked pretty good. He's not. He's just putting that essence ring off cooldown as well. Only has a 5-second downtime if you didn't know.
Yules to cancel the dagger, but
some cheeky plays by him.
From Queen of Pain so that he can use his dagger. That's what I meant.
And they are pushing out his net. It is a 9K. I stress it enough. It feels like Gambit could just be getting run over a lot harder, but they're doing a good job always having someone top. But that one person top, unfortunately, is the
At some point, the farm game is just futile.
It's too much, yeah. You have to just maybe commit to one team fight, and, you know, we saw him do it last game. Solo level 10 now. Takes 40 Thunderstrike damage.
Also has the Keen Optic on Disruptor, one of the best neutral items for that hero. Dragon Scale on the Ember, nice little bolster to his armor against the Jug physical damage. Even Mars, Mars inventory is tough to look at as we see Quap getting gone on top.
And there's a lot of damage for the Yules to steal even more damage, and it buys enough time. That was the aggressive Yules used, and no one, they get the big one. I think after this kill now, you're like, we can go anywhere. That is the only hero that's really doing anything. An instant TP from the Razor middle. We are watching the pace ramp up.
GPK had a Yules and everything to try to stall out, but it looks like
he just gets caught. They kill the healing ward as well this time. Get the dunk, and they're just going to die. I honestly think they might just call it in. Do I blame him? Not really. It is a 14K lead at 22 minutes. 4 to 22. An absolute smashing this game. And this seems to be the VP style. We'll lose game 1 and then just shit on you taking 2 and 3. And they
I can take a game on VP.
Yeah, absolutely. Will you ever take a series, BSJ? I believe in you.
I didn't ask that question.
Okay, my bad. And they will bring down this tower now. Rax is going down as well. The applause from no one. Yeah, we'll give him some here as well.
Radiant's middle barracks.
Classic chat, please. Thank you.
Zayach. By the way, this Phoenix has an urn, an egg with that block for a stone at 22 minutes. This Phoenix a lot richer than anyone else.
Almost doubling up the Mars and 200 behind Juggernaut.
That hurts to see, because Gambit after game 1, right, we were like, damn. They look clean, all their movements, and then it seems like this early game is always their weakness. Even in that game 1 is a little bit rougher.
I've suffered this against the Axe, where you try to trade farm on the carry versus the Axe, but he just outpaces pretty much every carry in the game. And I think it's something you gotta be careful about, where you jeopardize your offlaner, because if he's solo bottom and your carry solo bottom, it turns into like a 3-on-3, where your offlaner he's level 5 on Mars in 12 minutes. Yeah. Let's be very clear. And that momentum for VP, or in terms of the offlaner impact, was just too much, I think, for Gambit to overcome as they look for a fight, but
the ward's gonna spot him out soon. The smoke.
Get wiped and called GG scenario here.
Sentry on Sentry. The ward actually died before the smoke, so they don't completely know they're up there. Now they do. Here comes the Ember. He just jumped forward. The Gideon thrown out his ulti. Will hit onto 2 of them. ILTW tries to make it out. He will. Snapfire throws his ulti first. Going to go to Will B. Flowing on the back. FNG dying as well. Solo. He's running in there. Yo, what's up, Queen of Pain? There goes down. Queen of Pain tries to go away. Throws out a big ulti, and Dream will survive because of it. But the GG gets called either way. PK, all the GG's getting dropped in. Once again, we say it, you don't blame him. You went for the one fight, right, BG? You would leave. It wasn't like you're just giving up. You went for the one fight. All your cooldowns are there. That's another set or 2 of Rax. And VP, man, again, game 1 loss into game 2 and 3, not even winning, absolute domination.
Yeah, both games, I believe Gambit was in a rough spot starting at like the 7-minute mark. And it's weird when those drafts come into play, but you just have to have a carry, I think, against Axe that threatens him. And you can't give them Axe Phoenix if you don't have a, like, it's proven itself to be a potent combo. And earlier, I think it lost only because it was first rounded and they had the Monkey King, which was very good against that. And the Jug's just not enough. I think Jug's been proven to be an underwhelming carry as well.
Radiant team pick.
Exciting as they can get. So with that, we should be loading in anytime soon.
Prepare to make way!
Who made you captain?
It's pronounced Admiral.
with gratitude.
Okay, I see my map.
To battle.
First blood!
A fascinating substance.
Makes the stuff happen.
Cast off the lines. We embark for battle.
Oh man, we actually missed the first.
Who wants
Apparently.
cookies? Well, too bad.
Well, OBS decides to just not recognize Dota in the slightest. Like, I'm having fluent frames as well, so I'm not sure what's up. I'm not sure where OBS frames are going, but I'm not sure how bad it is for you guys. All I know is that for me everything looks fluent, and with OGC getting a first blood here, having the way superior late game grab.
Dire's courier just went belly up.
So far, however, top lane just a bit of an early brawl, but on the bottom lane, Disruptor is gonna go and get dropped. But it looks like we're gonna have right laning stage on our hands here, as Empire Hope not able to push the aggression until Ricky on the bottom lane finally comes online, gets himself a little bit of farm at OGC, as the more early game kills they got, the better the chance of Spectre coming in line at roughly the same time. If you play against Radiant is a harder item to get, but if you do get it, it will also keep you scaling for quite a while longer and allow you to man fight up to Ricky. I like this approach from OGC. Just wonder if they can keep up the aggression here, not necessarily laning wise, but get Chessie online perhaps, make a couple kills attempts with the Death Prophet, maneuvering her over to other lanes. I mean, once you get an ultimate on the Death Prophet, you don't have to release that just to rotate her over to a lane. You can always just wait, see what you catch before you look whether or not you want to push the tower. Bottom lane. Oh, Z-Freak, he went for the dive on Tatake's Ricky, but is gonna go down for that attempt to get a first blood.
That changes nothing.
Down goes the puck, the first return kill, as greed against Tatake is not rewarded here. Very much the opposite actually, as Ricky just lives off of that assist goal. Beautiful stun on the Spectre, as the Empire Host decide to show their kill potential on the top lane as well, and as Evident will go on down, so will Madara. And while the gold says that trade is in favor of OGC here, we all know this is just Spectre being denied space to get the Radiance in time. So now it looks like both teams are actually just trying to decimate their opponent's win conditions. And it really is going to boil down to this mid lane, which so far is going very Queen of Pain favored at the very least P-wise. Chessie, he's going to be fine to stay. If anything, it's the Queen of Pain who buys so many solves that her PM is suffering from it.
My deepest sympathies.
And it looks like on the bottom lane, Xibu will find a kill on James. Enough Pain trying to get a go on Chessie, but Chessie is gonna be just fine, or at the very least gonna walk off the vast majority of. I mean, yeah, Chessie as a death prophet, well, he is a clean poking machine. Acceptable to get the brand down, but Madara, meanwhile, getting charged at by Mastery and Egnard once more. Not gonna result in a kill here this time around, so Sibbe and D-Freak by Disruptor, and Sibbe is gonna go on down to Tatake, who now wants D-Freak as well. D-Freak is gonna be able to get away from the orb as James doesn't quite have a game yet. Higher Hope playing this laning stage aggressively. Puck meanwhile has to reconnect here, so just give him a second. I mean, it is looking pretty cool, like loadout put together. I wonder if there aren't any cooler daggers for the Riki, but other than that, Tatake's set shows just how much he loves that Riki, and it looks like the go is already coming out. Looks like it's not even gonna be just that short of a break, as Oracle really wants to die here apparently. I can't quite blame him, as anticlimactic pauses when the Dota is supposed to really kick off. Man, those annoy me a great deal too, especially because once you go to the mid game, once you're 20 minutes in, this game's really gonna be fun. Waiting until then, however, isn't. And I mean, whether it's gonna be the Riki or the Spectre that rolls all over the enemy team, as long as either one of those hard carries gets to the top of last hits as well as top of gold net worth in general, we're gonna have ourselves a fun game on our hands. Plus the Queen of Pain, who can like try to, in one level, find a couple of kills with that ultimate. Perhaps not even on the mid lane, but try to shut down Madara even more, considering how he's already suffering on top and the go is finally being called.
Double damage.
Looks like so far Lightless, if anything, he just wants to bully Chessie out of the lane, get superior farm going for himself, while Tatake also allows an awful lot of space against the Stardust here. Three backstabs against one crush. Guess which one wins? Well, it is the stun, and Stardust will take a kill. In exchange for that,
Don't you sass me.
gonna see Pexu going down once again. But Pexu, he does not mind having hard games. He is a support player through and through. Knows what he's doing when it comes to playing from behind and really just making plays without anybody to work with. Sibbe, meanwhile, will get himself another kill, this time around on James as Empire Hope. You know, they may have the momentum on their side, but they do need to use it. They do now have Queen of Pain ultimate that could very well find a target soon. Target is stunned up, and it's gonna go down here. One more right click is gonna do it. There we go. I mean, Riki, he is quite capable, but he didn't have either reliable way to escape or disjoint there, so he was just there. Pexu with an invisible on the mid lane. Could be looking to help out Chessie there, and it's gonna break that invis to catch Queen of Pain coming out of the blink, but just deny her farm. And as Queen of Pain goes ahead, pulls away that mid-creep wave all the way around the lane. It's gonna be kept stable. Quap is out farming the Death Prof by a little bit, switching over to Network here. We can actually see that altogether. Oh, Madara with the Horn. Getting it. Wait, he didn't even have a Horn. He just teleported in there and got the kill actually. With like a dagger. That's nice.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Interesting
staggering.
picks from OGC. Absolutely not what Empire Hope we're expecting here. As Empire Hope
Same
got
as
caught.
you,
Got caught
Hunter.
woefully
Radiant's
unprepared.
bottom tower faces a stiff win.
TP from
Dire's
James.
top tower is about to take the blood.
And a double stun.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Looks like with that everyone is going to disengage well evident. Goes up the tower for some foolery. Reach wants to teleport to get as much damage as possible there. Mastery. He is gonna proc the ultimate and get the hell out of there. E3 getting caught by the Snapfire, takes a lot of damage to the face. Is gonna try and orb out of there. Won't succeed at that, and it's gonna go on down to Eggman actually. On that Snapfire, who really seems to love that new hero as well. I mean, Snapfire is just really powerful, but that guy, he actually mastered the blobs. Jesse got level 7 and starting to look stronger in the mid lane. Does not have that ultimate yet. He ran down by Lightning, but there's a beautiful timing from Death Prof. He's gonna be magic immune teleport out. Queen of Pain gets rooted. Paxton now has to get the hell out of there. So, but if he gets straight for the mid laner, it wouldn't be that bad of a deal. It's better Z-Freak denies him. So it's 49. More 2-man to the mid lane. And a lot of resources committed from the side of Empire Hope, and now still comes in for the cleanup. Empire Hope, they're still 1k ahead, but it's gonna be hard staying ahead if they're gonna play like this. So, it looks like we're just gonna go back to laning it. Why? And play that Mastery gets mana. They kill him off with his ultimate being ready and all that. Spectre meanwhile finds a Royal Jelly, huge item. Not only for the Spectre who would love the mana. Spectre dagger farm, but oh look at that Queen of Pain coming in. 3-man stun. Try and let Timber disengage. Timber not gonna be. Is actually gonna be able to get away from being. Still getting some heals on time from the Oracle. Those are now gonna wear up and finally goes on down to a dagger from the Queen of Pain as more people rotate those from Empire Hope. It's gonna be enough to secure that kill. All in the meanwhile though. Take farming it on up. Saving up for a 1 here apparently.
Just like yours.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Radiant's
Courier will just get taken by Spectre's Necro Creep, so as Madara's farming Necro Book. We'll soon have him ready to start a Ninja War.
A gift from the Tempest of Battle.
Taste
Evidence stuns up, getting locked down. Will proc his ultimate. Shield is gonna be fine for now. The Dream Cloud is gonna wear out as the rest of Empire Hope have to rotate in there. If they want to see free kill, they're gonna have to work for it, but they will. Locking down the Riven. Already went down. He is down. It comes the horn from Madara, but it looks like Empire Hope they still may very well want to fight this. Now, however, have to get out of there. James went them down.
Radiant's middle tower is
Snapfire
under
goes
attack.
it will barely succeed getting back to the base. Oh crap, that was close actually.
Radiant's middle tower.
I hope they win another
handled this
engagement.
game.
Pull ahead 2k now. They just got a snowballable advantage, especially with Ricky then having the Diffu.
5 seconds remaining. The Dire get a ban. Ten seconds. 5 seconds remaining. Here's the Radiant ban. Dire's ban now. Ten seconds. 5 seconds remaining. Here's the Radiant ban. The Dire get a ban.
And welcome back, everyone. No jump scare today. Nice and calm for the Europeans who are staying up a little bit later to watch this Bait versus OG matchup. But Blitz, it is going to be a damn hype one. It's freaking Sumaila. It's No Tail. On the other side of things, it's Dendi and Excalibur. We've got all-stars from multiple different years, as well as, you know, other players who are coming back after they retired. It should be a fun one. I know. It is OG versus Bait, and I'm sure a lot of people are like, this should be an easy 2-0 for OG. Is that the case?
No. I think Dota is more difficult than that. I'm sure Bait will win. Without seeing the draft or anything, we'll confidently say Bait's going to win.
2-0, no problems.
We're out of here by like what? You think it's like 1:30? It's like 12:28 right now. Bait's going to 15-minute game. Draft will be a bit long.
Their last best of 3. They may have lost it, but game 1, 18-minute stomp. These guys have what it takes. In some of their games, they can be hit or miss though.
Some of their game, that's plural. They played one game like that we've seen.
Some of their game.
Some of their game.
I've got a question about one hero that Bait did highly like in their first series, DK. Are you expecting it to pick it, or can you really, like, they first phased it every game, right, in that series? They really enjoyed it.
Yeah, they really like it, and they ran it for Dendi.
Yeah. So what does that say to you? Is that just like their playstyle where they do want to, like, they want to group up? DK is the perfect one. You hit towers, you sit behind him. The problem is you're playing against the team that they don't sit behind no one. They sit in front of you and they run at you. And DK feels like a hero that you don't really want something like that.
No, DK likes to kind of death bowl your towers. He doesn't actually want to be ran at, even though he's kind of tanky. He just doesn't have like the right tools to like fight necessarily. Like, he's not really this impressive team fighter, even though he's tanky.
Yeah.
He just hits you with this sword while he stands there, not taking damage, not doing damage.
He actually doesn't like it when tons of people rush in at him, because his tankiness goes away, and he's a very single target oriented hero for the most part with his stun. So, like, once he gets items, he's a lot stronger, but his HP and his armor are pretty deceptive. You know, it reminds me of, you know, like Lion King when like Mufasa falls and stuff, and like he just gets trampled.
What?
That's like that.
Mufasa looks big and beefy.
Wait, I have not watched this movie in a while. Mufasa gets trampled?
Yeah. You're not thinking of Mufasa. Are you thinking of what's his name's father?
I thought that his name was Mufasa. Simba's dad is Mufasa.
Oh, I thought Mufasa. I'm thinking Scar. I'm getting Mufasa.
Yeah,
and
it's
Scar mixed
Mufasa.
up.
I don't know.
No, you're
Guys,
right,
you're making me crazy. He gets trampled by the buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, my bad.
It's a sad moment.
If you haven't seen the 2018 movie, spoiler.
Well, spoiler alert, sorry.
That's on us.
Hey, an Earthshaker. We actually brought this up during the first series. We haven't seen it at all, really, in Europe and CIS. Meanwhile, in SCA, right, it was a first pick hero pretty much every single time. And, well, OG says, sure, we'll first pick it too. At this point, are you just, I know it is OG, are we just not surprised by anything they pick? It feels like they can pick something that can be like, yeah, it's a pretty good first pick because it is OG.
Yeah, and I think for us as a group, we've seen so many different regions, so we've seen a wide variety of heroes work. Like we talked about the Shaker in SCA, we saw a lot of certain other heroes in different regions. So I think as a result, we have a lot of faith in more heroes than what Europe maybe thinks this specific pool of heroes is good.
That's a good point. Well, they take the Nature's Prophet. I know Ghostic, one of the best offlane Nature's Prophet players, obviously a very good 5 as well if you get a good matchup. And we've seen it in the carrier role as well.
I don't think you can be too greedy versing OG. We always talk about OG as a team that's going to run at you, look to fight, kind of push you off balance. You need to pick early game. You need to pick strong lanes. You can't go too greedy. And I think Bait in their first series did do kind of a bit more 4-protect one with the hard carries on Excalibur, Dendi playing the DK. I think you have to go away from those hard carries and just get fighting heroes.
Can't you just like Lycan right now? Does Lycan even care about Nature's Prophet?
Not really. Not in lane, that's for sure.
Are you a little nervous? So if it is a 3 Nature's Prophet and a 4 Tusk, that's pretty potent, right? It is one of the things that actually just beats through your natural regen, I guess. But they go Gyro.
Oh, that was the combo that they did in game 2.
The Shaker Gyro?
Yeah, they Shaker Gyro to counter the Centaur.
It's not really a counter to Nature's Prophet, though, would you say? Because at least in lane, because Treants just soak up Rocket Barrage damage.
A lot of damage, 550 HP.
It's like later on in the game, he feels really nice because Gyrocopter is a team fighter and Nature's Prophet isn't really. Nature's Prophet wants to do the opposite team fight. Nature's Prophet wants to pull you across the map so that he sets up like a 5-on-4 or something like that. But I think they just like the combo. They can still run Lycan and stuff like that. I think last time, what did they run with when they had the, was that the Safe Lane Chen game? I think it was.
It was, yeah.
I can't recall.
It was.
It was a Safe Lane Chen game. So I think they still want to be aggressive, and they probably can be.
Well, Shadow Fiend gets taken out of the pool here.
The other option is Gyro can, of course, be a mid laner, and that's where this is a flexible hero. Definitely not a mid laner that wants to play against SF, so that's a possibility for OG.
10 seconds.
And if you didn't know, the roles technically, right, are Seb as the 3, 33 as the mid laner is how they announced it, and Sumail as the carry, but we've already seen it mix it up a little. I think when you have people like 33 and especially like 33 and Sumail, they really can just play everything they have in the past.
Yeah, Sumail played mid Ember one game, right?
Yeah.
And then that was the Chen game, I think.
I think if you're Bait, you can ban for the Morphling and set up for this pick. I think he's really good against Shaker, and he's really good against Gyrocopter because you get to steal flak.
You get
and
everything,
it's probably Excalibur, in my opinion, like his current best hero. It's the hero that they won with.
I agree. Yeah.
But I feel like there's no reason to have lost faith in it.
Is it not too slow paced as a hero, or do you just have to pick something that fits your play style no matter what, even if you know what's happening?
I think if you're trying to play like OG, you're already probably losing or behind. I think you want to still try to stick to your strengths and adjust accordingly. These guys understand like the way that they want to play. You have to still go with your notions about the game. Otherwise, they're already in your head, and you're thinking too much about how to draft around. I think Morphling might be slow, but it is like your comfort and bread and butter.
And it is a game winner. You have a game winner at that point, at least.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, we'll see. Because you know, you don't have to pick it up here, though, right? Since you know more than likely OG is not going to pick it up in that third.
Yeah, you have second pick, so if you want to overall last pick it or something like that,
as well,
you can. I just think that maybe you'll want to pick it third or fourth in case OG decides to ban it.
Jakiro. Long range disable as well as decent level 1 lane support. Tower push.
Surprise with Jakiro is just it hasn't been the go-to 5. 5s it feels like is always this kind of smallish pool because it's usually pretty agreed upon which are the best 5 positions, and Not many teams are saying Jakiro right now.
It was one SA team, right? They picked Winter Wyvern one game. It got banned, so they picked Jakiro. It was Duster. Duster picked Jakiro 2 games in a row after the Winter Wyvern was banned. And he just said it was long-range disable. And you do have a pretty decent early game here on that side. Nature's Pro, Tuscan, Jakiro all have some nice kill potential. Tag team, one of the best skills at level 1, I'd say.
I think what Jakiro feels really good is when you're fighting around that 10-15 minute mark. If you've maxed out Ice Path, the hero is incredibly powerful. I like that build a lot more than you don't want to max Ice Path for the lane. You want to get that second point of dual breath, but once team fights are happening, Ice Path is amazing.
Yeah, it is. All right, they go with the Weaver.
Could be a support, could be...
We've seen him middle, could be... This is another one, can go to any lane.
With the Shaker, you don't expect Weaver to be a support, but it could be a 3 Shaker as well. Maybe Seb's like, yeah, I want to play this Shaker. This sounds fun.
I could see Seb just saying that, like, you know, and I just, you know, I'm standing in. I just want to play that. And they're like, really? Yes. And then you have to pick it for him because it's Seb. Yep. Bait. Get to go and dip into the reserve time again here. You got to show truly one of your cores now, one of your big cores. We'll see which way they go. There is still a DK in the pool, which we keep bringing up because they did play it every single game. They love the hero. But it's scary since there are a lot of counters to that hero.
Yeah, DK gives you a point-and-click stun against the Weaver, which is kind of nice, but don't think that's reason enough on its own to be picking the hero. I still think the heroes like the Ember and stuff are just better than a DK as far as what they do around the map.
I think Ember looks pretty good for bait here.
Yeah, I think it's
Ember looks
great.
Pretty good for Or do they just Morphling Blitz? Are you still on the Morphling train after seeing Weaver?
I think they might need a little bit more team fight, and Ember's not bad, but I just think Morphling got even better right now.
Okay.
Like, I think he feels really nice to play against all these heroes. Like, they don't really have the easiest ways to burst them aside from, like, some sort of sick echo when he's at, like, 900 HP. I don't think he really minds playing against Weaver too much.
Pango Pango. All right.
Okay. I think that might be their mid hero.
Yeah. Could still mix it up because I did look up these stats as well. Because I was looking up who plays Pango. Ghosting, it is his 3rd most played hero. And this guy's played Dota for a while, so, and Pango obviously not the oldest hero.
Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility because the Pango could go offlane, you could put Nature's Prophet mid. We've seen some teams even run it safe lane, at least over in Asia, Southeast Asia and China have been doing some safe lane Prophet with mixed results, I would say, but...
You get farm, that's the thing. Your Nature's Prophet, if you're a core 2, because you're pretty much telling your team, yo, I am going to be insanely greedy. That's just how the hero is.
Not really a natural lane partner with the Jakiro. I think that lane's a bit odd to me, but...
Feels like anyone lane with Jakiro's kind of odd, right? Just because of he doesn't like right click. I don't know. He has such a slow base attack time. It feels awful. Fuji, 30 seconds here. They're going to use most of their reserve time as well. Maybe pick up the no-tail hero here.
Pretty good Void Spirit game.
They go Darkseer. All right, we're going to see. We're definitely seeing a mix. I feel one of these heroes is already no-tails. Blitz, if you had to pick a 5 hero out of these ones, which one would it be?
Shaker.
Okay.
I think that's what he played last time.
Okay.
I think he was the Shaker, if I recall.
Last bands. Anything just... Is there anything you got to worry about on either side of getting cheesed on?
I mean, Meepo Brood are the two I think that get talked about the most these days. Excalibur Meepo.
Yeah, bring it back. It's been a bit, but you could bring it back.
It's a pretty good Meepo game. None of these heroes really pressure Meepo that much. I know a lot of people are like, but Shaker, it's the best Meepo counter in the game.
Come on.
No, Meepo plays way too fast-paced for Shaker. Like, your games can often be won and Roche taken before Shaker gets a blink, especially if it's a no-tail Shaker. Like, that's going to be a very low blink dagger. So definitely could be Meepo. I don't know if that's... If Bait have
want to pull that out.
Yeah. I mean, versing OG, if there's a time to pull it out, could be then.
5 seconds remaining.
Normal time and reserve time now. Darkseer. Why'd you take the Darkseer here anyways, by the way? Because I'm thinking like, yo, you always want this good mobility and stuff. It doesn't feel like... I don't know. Is Darkseer just highly more valued, obviously, in Europe? We didn't see it at all in NA.
I think he's really tanky in this game, and it's really hard for Bait to kill him with the heroes that they have.
Okay.
Like, he's going to become an aura beast, and they can just take team fights behind him, and I think he has a pretty good laning phase looking at the heroes that he has to play against.
Yeah. Because the iron, yeah, if he's laying against that Prophet, the Iron Shell is just going to allow him to farm and deal with treants pretty well. I think where the hero, for me, has some question marks is there's no obvious like partner to put the Iron Shell on. Normally you would be picking Darkseer either with a 4 position.
Weaver dog.
Yeah, kind of.
Let's get her around.
It's, yeah, you can kind of get on top of them, but I don't think Weaver wants to be right in the face of the enemy, like melee attack range.
Wait till you see it, man.
Yeah. I'll believe it.
Whoa.
There we go. There's the Darkseer partner. I like this a lot more now.
So it's a mid gyro?
It looks like it.
Carry Weaver?
Could be, those two could be mixed, right? We have seen in the past middle Weavers, but I know you guys, or at least Blitz wasn't the biggest fan of it. Spirit Breaker. All right, let's just talk about the hero. What does it do well, and what does it not do well? Obviously, creep clearing, terrible at. But getting on top of someone.
Charge becomes unreliable as the game goes on.
It's like a vision tool more than a stun at some point in the game.
There's a lot of different ways to stop it.
They go to the Ember we talked about a little bit before. Whatever you feel. I know it's hard since this OG draft is kind of just, we haven't seen a draft like this, but you do see on the other side Bait. You like their lineup? You like that last pick, Ember? Does it feel like this is a good Ember game?
Good Ember game, yes. I think they've gone for this very early mid-game strat with the safe lane H's Prophet. Excalibur's going to be playing that, so they feel like they want to be able to fight OG. But overall, would definitely give OG an edge in this game.
It's an offlane Spirit Breaker played by Seb. 33 Darkseer played middle, I guess, versus the Ember. Maybe they swapped it up there.
Support Weaver,
yeah. Interesting. All right, now that we see who's playing what, if you didn't hear it, sorry, 33 is playing Darkseer, Sox is playing Weaver, Gyro by Sumail, and No Tail Shaker again with Seb on the Spirit Breaker.
I reckon Sumail's calling, I want to go mid versus Dendy. He's like, I've versed this guy a lot in my career. I'm ready to take him on again.
Yeah. And he always said he did look up to, I think any mid player who came up during that era, everyone looked up to Dendy. Yeah. But Blitz, just because you look up to someone doesn't mean you don't want to whoop their ass. Is this going to be an ass whooping?
I think Bait's lineup is actually kind of okay. I think it's a pretty good Ember game. I think he's nice against most of these heroes. As long as they don't get run at too hard, I think if the game gets like that 30-minute mark, he is going to have a lot of success.
Okay, but who are you taking?
You know what? I'll risk it. I think Bait will do it.
Okay, for the Biscuit Gods, are you risking it as well, or are you taking OG?
Just looks at me and starts laughing. I'm going to take OG. I think they've got a good, well-rounded draft, and I think they're by far the better team here. You know, two-time TI champions, even with the new roster. OG.
All right, should be a good one. Game one, it's going to be OG Bait, and we are going to toss it over to our will be Captain BSJ.
My patience is right.
So this whole mess is on your fault?
Nice. Prepare for battle.
All right, let's get right to it. BSJ.
Okay.
Blitz was the brave one. He backed B8 to you also, because nobody at home seems to. They are all backing OG quite heavily. This is the most steepest odds we've seen
I think
today.
that might be a nice solid bet on OG. That's where I fall. I hate to say it, but you know what vibe I get here is this is like Battle Cup Tier 8 or whatever, where you have like the AKs playing against the people that are barely making it to Tier 8.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, do they have a chance? The team, their draft, they pick Spear Breaker, Darkseer cores. Like, are they really that much better? And
BSJ, did you just compare B8 to players who have barely made Immortal?
Well, I'm saying that OG's like 10K.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? I get that vibe where they kind of like their lineup says to me like, we think we're better than you, and let's see how much like. It just doesn't matter what they pick, and they're just going to be better. That's kind of what I'm wondering to see in this game.
I'm going to guess it's the offlane Spirit Breaker that is giving you this vibe.
Yeah. The Darkseer Spirit Breaker vibe is definitely screaming to me that they're looking to have some fun, and they don't think they can lose. And I don't think that's cockiness in the sense that from whenever I watch OG throw together a lineup, they always play it to its maximum potential. It's just whether or not the maximum potential of this lineup is capable of winning.
Well, to be clear, it's actually 4-position Spirit Breaker. I just clicked on those items.
Really?
It is going to be a set playing the support in 33. Still going to be playing core.
No, that's a core Spirit Breaker with those items. It is a support weaver.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Wait, so we're at 33 going? Oh, he's going.
He's going mid on the Darkseer. Yeah, they were saying it might be mid.
Okay.
So he's got the Sage's Mask to start the game.
Yeah, you're
that's
right.
pretty value on the mana regen. Doubles it up, giving him the extra 1, going to 2.1.
We get the good stuff.
Darkseer mid probably does okay against Ember. Both heroes, I would imagine, pretty much free farm.
And then our top lane is a normal lane. That's the only normal lane we have on the side of OG. It's a Gyrocopter Earthshaker
Yeah, they might be
lane.
trying to cut him off here. LeBron and King R making a cool little move here. Sumail, is he ready? Pants down or pants up? Pants are good. Okay.
Okay. Well, it went up, and now they've gone back down.
Oh, gosh.
They're going to be able to get some right clicks. What was that? That was the weirdest fade I've ever seen. Like, King R showed
He's
himself.
like, oh, no, we're good.
No, joke's on you, and then went back in again.
Forces
Okay.
the TP from Sumail. So
He TP's in, no problem.
minor economical damage. That's 90 gold now. That's not just 50 gold anymore.
So I thought it was kind of interesting that Bait definitely took a very aggressive draft. They want to be able to fight early, and Sumail, he's going to be having a lot of fight put upon him. That's the bigger first blood. King R.
PTP for that. PTP. 55 seconds. Walk of shame. Is he going to smoke? Let's find out.
Are you going to grief your team? Would you grief your team to smoke right there to get to lane faster?
I don't know if it's griefing if you're... Okay, he's not going to smoke, but he's going to buy the circlet for the extra half movement speed.
I mean, your support's in lane. Somebody's collecting the golden experience. It's fine.
It's true. And it's no tail, so you're not exactly unhappy. It's not like a pub where you're like, I guess I'll give this guy the XP.
So what I wanted to say is we don't have a normal Excalibur hero. In fact, it's very abnormal for Excalibur. He's never played Furion.
Really?
In his professional career.
Wow, that is quite a change in pace and I would say, confident move? Playing against OG and just thinking here you never played? Well, I said they're going to free farm, and I said this was like Battle Cup, but Dindy showing why he also was a TI winner in this game.
That's right. A 3-time TI grand finalist, in fact.
That's 3 more than Arteezy.
That is indeed. Sorry. But how many more third places does Arteezy?
No, way more. That category is dominated for sure.
Ghostic, Fisher out, Sumail just putting a little damage where he can. But yeah, they opted for the Furion, which is not a normal Excalibur hero. They didn't offer a hard carry, which is traditionally what he's running. And they opted for something that's a lot more fast-paced. It seems to me that they've been watching the other teams. They've watched how the games have gone down today and said, we cannot draft anything that's slow. We have to get something that's ready to fight at all times.
Absolutely. I like their approach. They know what to expect. They know what they're getting themselves into playing against OG today. And let's just say OG will be running at you, and they will be running at you very fast with the Spirit Breaker plus Darkseer combo thus far. Darkseer, even though he got killed, is farming just fine, but Denji has a significant XP lead on him so far.
It might have been a little bit since he played Spirit Breaker, because there's the change now where you can slow him. And his charge is slowed down. He trying to charge LeBron earlier while he was still breathed on. And he did not move very fast, that's for sure. King R gets away from that top lane after a bit of a Fisher block in.
Brief moment, let's appreciate that that Big Daddy did have more CS than Sumail up until this very moment.
Now they're going to try and get the pull off Ghostic. Looks to be able to grab it with the swashbuckle without getting too close, but he failed to pull the aggro off. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Zeb dying. Bait up 3-0 now as OG continue to bleed out kills in this laning phase. And again,
33 got bullied again mid, had to salve. Threw out a sword, but he has no mana or health regen left and no tail.
Lock in. They do get a Fisher out, but thanks to this tag team, they're going to be slowing down No Tail enough to be able to get that kill. Make it 4 for Bait. As now their net worth lead goes over 1,000.
What can I do it with?
They did not come here to fool around, Bait. Up 4-0.
Just
4 minutes into the game. 1 extra kill per minute. 33 forced a jungle. That's never good this early.
No. Not at all.
Darts here, but Ember is absolutely free farming, and that's something that you do not want to give a mid lane Ember.
As a result of some of that jungling, he does have a top CS, but obviously he's getting less out of some of those neutral creeps than regular. I wonder if at some point in time somebody's going to rotate to him, take some of that farm.
Yeah, I don't really know who you leave alone right now. Do you leave the Gyro alone? I don't think that's good against the Tusk Pango. I don't think you can leave Spearbreaker alone. Maybe you can put the Weaver alone bottom and then take Spearbreaker mid.
It's a weird situation for sure. The tag team come out. They're going to try and blow up No-Tail as quick as possible, but the chain's done. Ghost Stick is so squishy and underestimates just how tanky No-Tail is.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure.
Racing for this rune on Dendy. He already riveted it.
Thanks, Kingar. They're going to lock him in. No-Tail. He's going to have to just drill straight down. Hope for a neutral deny. He stuns them all out, though. Wow, I'm very surprised. Dendy using a remnant there, but doesn't somehow claim the kill.
Dendy owning in the last hits mid, but not in the last hits there.
Weaver and Mirana, those are two supports that we're seeing come up a bit. And one thing they have in common is they are super good at sniping the courier.
Yeah, very low commitment from either of them. He's gone again.
That swashbuckle tag team doing so much work with the disarm minus armor. They make short work of Sumail. Sumail, who continues to struggle. Just quite low down there in the bottom.
Since the Jakiro rotated out, he is alone. They are content diving with this tanky Spearbreaker. Gets the flash and the trees to protect himself. They only have the gunboat, but it's not enough to get though. There's only one tree and it was blocked by the tower.
I can't believe that Sprout pushed everybody out.
Yeah, that was impressive.
It's quite fortunate. Unfortunately, he loses his courier. Soxa finds another one over that gank. 5-1.
Spearbreaker does just TP base and he's going to be ready to go again. At what point will we see the Darkseer and Spearbreaker connect? The fact that Bash is based on your movement speed, being able to go above hasted is pretty nice on Spearbreaker. Down for a Tread's Mask of Madness. No, I'm kidding. I don't think that's what he's going to go, but we'll just
So what is the item build?
I genuinely would have to ask Zai, because I have no clue. He's the one saying they're trying to pull it off. But Excalibur is only level 4 compared to the level 5 of Seb. Soxy?
They got to respect how tanky Furion can get. He's just a raw stat machine.
Really is.
Dire's top
Just
tower
farming
is
over
about to take
this
the blood.
stack.
Oh, neutral items galore. The jelly. Very nice for Darkseer. Going for the Helm of the Dom. So we're going to see some fancy plays. 33. Never ceases to pick micro heroes no matter what he's playing. Also finds a mango tree.
I guess that is one advantage of jungling over playing the lane.
Dendy is also playing very efficiently, though has a stack in the big camp that he remnanted from when he flame guard the mid lane. So a lot of efficiency for that. And the one time I am not looking bottom, Seb does manage to take down Furion. He still has his ultimate on top. Just to force the ultimate as himself.
He's on that Fisher quite nicely. 2 chain stuns to Mail, but he can't maintain this offensive posture on Gyro. Onto No-Tail, another ice path lands. The ultimate coming in. Swashbuckle goes out, not really landing there on No-Tail.
Tusk went down bottom. Meanwhile, OG or No-Tail may be going on top.
Still trying to get him.
Jeez, can we not have two things at once, please?
That fight at bottom just, for whatever reason, can't seem to stop. You do manage to at least get that counter kill into the Weaver.
Rune of Illusion.
And there's just a farm fest going on in the mid lane. Dendy seems content, not rotating at all to participate in these shenanigans. Looking to ramp up his farm and have massive impact with a bottle refill from King R.
Wow.
Very nice of him there.
Giving Dendy every bit of treatment he could ask for.
So now he's ready to go, it seems like. Level 9 Faded Brooch on top of the phase boots, so he's quite fast.
He's got a man to work with too. 3 remnants are coming up in this team fight as well.
Not looking for him apparently, looking to go in the pack lines.
This is an opportunity, but they need to be able to get some good disarms here. Ghosty gonna roll on through. Nails the Spear Breaker, but he wants Saksa, knowing that Shikuchi's on cooldown, tries to the ankle. They are gonna be able to get Seb, but can Saksa get away with the Shikuchi, or can he get the courier? Anything out of this? He hides away into the trees. Ghosty knows he's somewhere around here.
Can't see them. Can't see me.
3 more seconds farther up, though. King Art's being chased by Gramel, who has a haste. Oh, geez, not a haste, a surge. As he runs them all down with the Ion Shell, and Saksa was able to play patiently inside of the trees, waits it out, and waits for this whole thing to blow over.
Meanwhile, they're just farming the safe lane on that 5-position Earthshaker.
Time to give him his Blink Dagger, I guess. Emil says it's time to be really active, and he's certainly getting some kills for it. He's now going to chase down LeBron again to help that Ion Shell. He is a dangerous machine right now, surging up. He needs to be able to get away from Dendy. Dendy chasing down with a remnant, though. Brings down the young lad into Mail. They need that outpost.
Channeling.
They're not going to be able to get it. Seb going to make sure they don't have a chance. In fact, he's going to use his ultimate here to bounce back. Goes in with a snowball save. It's going to be nicely used here. It's on a set zone. They're still underneath the wall. The swashbuckle over the side. And one more shot from Saksa. Okay, the illusion of the Furia gets the kill. Now they look for more. A charge through Dendy into the back line of Excalibur. Excalibur with no TP up is probably going to be chased down pretty easily. He's nicely statted up, but this time he's not going to be able to get the scrap for survival. Oh no, the X-Pack! Is he going to be able to save him so much damage? Saksa barely able to get that kill towards the end of chain to finish up that Weaver. 33, who wants man-moded here? The macro fire going out. Down with his helmet. Get it off, he get it off, he can't! Now 33, a triple kill for him will surge the other direction.
Did we expect anything different from this game?
Well, 33, I didn't expect him. Nice juke and a surge away from the Rolling Thunder. He's fine. He is 2K net worth almost up on Dendy, who is second. He has 6,500 net worth at 11 minutes.
114 CS, by the way. Next on the charts is 66.
Yeah, we were talking about how, you know, it's going to be better for Dendy to play the lane in neutrals, but 33 was actually getting more out of the jungle.
Apparently. Even with that first blood that he fed to Dendy, it just doesn't seem to matter.
Watch this whole fight back again, shall we?
I'm ready for a Radiance Darkseer as we see the dive coming in, and Bait seems to be keeping on pace. Like, they're ready for this. They're here. They're fighting. Yeah. But somehow, OG still comes out on top. 4K net worth lead after that fight, by the way.
That gyrocopter, they surge Ion Shell, pretty scary. Back to the game. They are going to be able to. They almost had 2 different heroes dead on the side of OG. Dendy barely gets away, though, to safety. Sadly, though, he could not get those kills that he was hoping for. Instead, he managed to clean up the opposing offlaner and ghosted.
Yeah, they tried to go on No Tail, but he's already level 6. Used the Echo Slam to defend himself. Already level 7 now. He's the same level as the offlane for the opponent. And that's a 5-position Earthshaker. This is a very greedy lineup when you think about it. But they are super aggressive, making space for their actual carry, No Tail. Meanwhile, Seb, content to farm up top, has treads, double bracer. He's super tanky. Going for the Ag Scepter. Let's remind people that this increases the Charge of Darkness movement speed and reduces its cooldown. It goes from 11 to 6. That is pretty... And you get an extra 100 movement speed as well. So that plus the surge is pretty insane, I would imagine. 250 from the surge, 475 from the charge. That's like 900, 1,000 movement speed-ish.
So just flat out, it's an extra 32 damage when you charge somebody, right? And then you increase it even more with bulldoze. You can't quite get a chain stun. I tried out, you charge in, you hit him with the ultimate. Your charge won't be back up, but if you get like 2 lucky bashes somewhere in that combo, then you can chain stun him all the way through.
They are smoked, trying to bring him down. He's tanky. Will they respond on the side of OG? I imagine they will.
He's going to be able to shrug off these disables pretty quickly, but the damage is something a bit harder. With that, maybe they'll take this tower. OG playing the other side of the map, though. Quickly swarm into the mid lane.
Yeah, nice move by Bait. No objective on the map for OG to take. Just farming the dead lane is Seb, and he's dead. And there, No Tail actually just dragging his creeps over, helping out 33 here on the efficiency level. Dendy shows himself
Dire's top
bottom
is under attack.
Radiant's middle tower.
I was down for the Radiance, man.
Dude, the Radiance would be
You're
pretty
this
sick.
far ahead of everybody, you know?
You're also like a pinata, right? Since you have a kill spree and you want to be careful of not dying. Will he get the vacuum into the Centaur? Oh, he went for it, coming out of the side fist there. Does miss it. But they're not giving up. Dendy seems to be content to bait as long as he possibly can, but that Ion Shell breaks his Flame Guard, so he's not even going to be able to clear the wave. Sumail going for the Ag Scepter rush. So we got 2 Ag Scepter rushes coming out. I believe Sumail and Seb are basically copying each other. They both have treads, double of their primary stat item, a wand, and they're going both Ags. So currently there's a build to success. If you guys are trying to learn how to be better at Dota, this is it right here.
All right. Every roll. That's the build.
Yep.
It's 12 to 11. OG do have a 5,000 net worth lead, and part of that is the fact not only have they been winning some fights, but they've been taking a lot of map control. And they've got a lot of heroes that take advantage of that map control and take advantage of neutral stacks. Both Gyro and Darkseer have been doing a lot of that. Jump away to the mid lane. Once again, the vacuum Centaur Stomp attempted, but Dendy's too fast for that.
That ISL Radius talent on Darkseer, I think, was one of his biggest buffs. It's pretty insane. It went from 250 to 375.
You know, he used to have 90 damage?
Yes.
Is that the talent that he used to be? I believe so.
No, it's always been, 90 right-click damage, yeah. And that, for the most part, unless you were hitting a building, didn't really do anything. And on Darkseer, you don't really want to hit buildings. So, very odd talent that didn't really make sense for the hero. When that patch originally came out, you're like, damn, Battle Fury, Mask of Madness, Darkseer, yeah, but it just doesn't work that way. The hero's got, 1.8 agility gain and no natural way of right-clicking people. It was fun in theory, though.
I think people oftentimes underestimate the, 100 doesn't sound like a big number. Right, Brian? Pretty sure I've watched your stream talk about these radiuses.
Yeah, radii.
Circular abilities.
Yeah, absolutely. You go from 2.5 squared to 3.75 squared. 2.5 squared is 6.25, and 3.75 squared is like 15. So it's effectively hitting like 250% of the AoE there, Kevin.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really follow that, and I'm pretty sure most of chat is not smart enough for it either. But it sounded good. Those were bigger numbers for sure. I heard big numbers.
Big numbers.
And that's what I know about Dota. Is big numbers are good.
Yeah.
Is about to
Very big.
flounder.
What's this?
Very good.
Dire fortified.
Bigger the better, Cap. I'm sure you're unaware of that.
It's about how you use your net worth. That's all important. And how is OG going to use their 5,000 net worth lead that they currently have?
Beautiful segue. We see a charge coming out from Seb, who gets surged up. He's going to be there in no time. I'm charging the Pendulum. Soxa joining him here.
Comes Dendy. He has a remnant right next to him. Ghostic needs a little bit of help here. Otherwise, he's just going to be chased down. Over the side. The ice path is just enough for him to get the Rolling Thunder off, and he instantly TPs away. Now, to try and run, but it's here. But it sounds against the Oh my god.
Bud was clinched right there.
Yeah.
But he narrowly escapes. Well played, all things considered by bait. They baited him. They forced him to come there, and they got out. I guess that's why that's their name. No Tail might be in some trouble bottom.
Now they just baited No Tail into thinking this lane was free to farm. He throws out the Echo. But little does he know there's even more heroes.
What's going on here? I can't really tell. Rocket is on the Ghost Stick, but there's nothing going on here. Has the Greaves on cooldown for 12 seconds. Nether Shawl plus a hood, or cloak, excuse me. This Darkseer's sitting on a solid 55% magic resistance. That looks pretty good. Full hood now. I have to update that value to 60%.
Okay. So, no magic damage to kill Darkseer. That's what I'm getting out of this. And they don't really have a ton of physical damage on the side.
He might have to consider going physical after that BKB. Maybe a Deso, Crystallis, something like that. Because we saw that earlier where ILTW didn't go for the physical damage and their lineup had all magical damage. But mid looks like
now 33. Swashbuckle, the Rolling Thunder inside of this river area could be so good, but Sumail, he's running away with the haste through the last little remnants of it fade, though. He gets bumped by Wolf's Ghost Stick, gives up on that chase, and now it's OG's chance for a rebuttal. They're going to be able to charge on through against LeBron, gets out a nice path, giving up his life for his teammates to try and get away.
All things considered, I think that's okay. We do see that Excalibur went for the Orchid, and I don't know how much this is going to do when OG's just running around with 5 heroes. That's a bit nerve-wracking for me. Seb
looking to farm the top lane for the rest of his Acceptor, and he's definitely one of those global mobility heroes that can show up to the fight anytime. Maybe a bit slower than some of the global teleports, but that Iron Talon's probably paying some mad dividends for a hero that usually does not farm very well. But Nature's Prophet TPing into the trees, as well as Tusk here, they're probably going to bring him down because he has no mana. Does have 20 stick.
20 stick. Oh, what the Excalibur? Hello, buddy.
Excalibur,
what are you doing? Okay, all right, he's still there, man. Get off the Orchid. Seb's died.
All part of the plan.
Was some weird, like,
baiting him into safety on the bait team.
Was he trying to get vision around the area to make sure there's nobody else?
I'm pretty sure he meant to summon trees, and he summoned, or he sprouted himself.
Well, you know, that's what sometimes these things happen when you play the hero for the first time.
Yeah, for sure.
King Arms dead, and let's go, Sticker. Okay, that's good rolling thunder, bounce it back. Okay, yeah, this is a bad fight. Ghostic knows it too. He's out. But is Excalibur out? He got baited into this. The wall of rust is slowing him down. He's going to go for a TP out, but there's a long-range Fisher from No Tail.
Yeah, almost a full pipe done for 33. These group up items are allowing them to group up even better. Only 900 gold left for Seb to get this Ag Scepter. OG just looking like they're several steps ahead. Bait at all times here. In a game that went seemingly well in the laning stage for Bait, has quickly devolved into the chaos that OG knows he loves, and with a couple advantageous fights, then turns it into a Roche in an 18 net worth lead. Earthshaker's working on a blink, still doesn't have it. It is a 5-position shaker, so kind of to be expected. Samoa's got the axe, plus going for that Satanic with the Aegis. Pretty hard to bring him down once, let alone twice. And
so should Bait even try? Should
definitely
focus on split push for now?
Yeah, I think you got to fight them if they go high ground, and they're going to threaten it. They're either going to go high ground if you don't defend, or if they see heroes at base like they do in a second, they're probably just going to shut you down by going for the tier 2 top, and then do some move to take over the bottom Radiant jungle.
I mean, they do have really good high ground effects, right?
Yeah,
like throw out a Macro Pyre or a good Sleight of Fist combination, and that will buy some time for Excalibur and Ghostic to maybe find farm elsewhere. But can they get enough for him?
Bottom tower.
That's the real question.
Will they actually be able to turn this game just based off of the next round of items?
Dire's bottom tower.
Here comes that
is
Aghanim
under
Scepter.
attack.
Seb cancels that charge, but he's got another one coming up, so he could just as easily join his team now. There's no real downtime to this, and he's going to do so. He's going to run into Excalibur, so he stops while the rest of the team continues their push to the top lane. They're laying into that overrun at tier 3 while Seb makes sure that Excalibur doesn't have a way to be able to get back to the base. He's now going to go for Seb. They have the Orchid with King R showing up. They're going to try and quickly blow up Seb, and it looks like they will be able to do so with the Orchid proc back over to the top lane. It's Ghostic. He jumped out. He needs to be able to swashbuckle back to the safety of the base, and then Rolling Thunder back in, but No Tail just ran in with a surge with an Echo Slam. Ghostic's still alive. Here comes the Rolling Thunder, though. He's going to bounce back and forth to stay alive. That's the important part. Well, 33 seconds on the trees. The snowball makes sure that he doesn't go anywhere. They die. And that was not bad from Bait at all. They only lost half their health on the tower.
So we were talking about earlier when Enigma did this similar thing. They were running at Cyber Legacy all game, and they proceeded to feed like this once. And we said OG would just do it again if this were OG. So let's test that theory and find out if they'll do this again. We have Excalibur TPing and sprout blocking Sumail. Nobody's alive on the side of OG. Is he just going to speed?
Well, there's somebody alive in that Seb. He charges right through. Plus, this is the first luck of Sumail. They're going to come back in. A Ice Mask to be able to set things up. And he's joining up, just trying to blow up the Shark Copter as quick as possible. They got him dead. Now, next target, that's going to be Seb. Seb does have a charge up in a second here. You can see some creeps get out, but they are not going to go for him anyway. They actually do manage to get the Orchid onto Saksa here, so he isn't able to reach Richie right away. But now they go back forward. That No Tail gets a little bit close to this, and he says, good opportunity to be able to bring down that team fighter. Hello, old friend, and goodbye. A sleight of fist to be able to finish him off. A Rolling Thunder to be able to bounce off of 33, and it's Bane who continues the team fight now. Rolling Thunder charged through, actually bumping the ball. A vacuum into 3. That's It's nice, but no follow-up from it. As Seb didn't have a charge up yet again. The Orchid onto Soxa, but this time there's no escape. And 33, and Seb realized that this fight has gone on too long and too many casualties. They'll retreat, but looking a bit worse for wear.
Well, they did it again. That's most certainly the case. Now, we see here Bait giving them the mobility around the map is being countered by just not fighting them directly. They see this group up from OG and they decide to pick off the Spirit Breaker. While NoTail does get a sick Echo Slam with the Surge in, but that's just not enough damage. Everyone living on a sliver of health. And when they're alive, with all of them hitting you with that Tusk tag team, you get killed pretty quickly, even on a hero like Darkseer in this game.
Felt like
also gets caught.
Bit of miscommunication where, like Seb's like, I've got the Fury on lockdown, go high ground, and they weren't really able to do that. And then on top of that, NoTail back in while the rest of his team was retreating.
Yeah.
And then they kind of came back as he hit an Echo Slam, but then they just getting caught as well.
Will we take a chill pill on the side of OG? 600 gold away from the Blink Dagger on Shaker. Bait 5-manning bottom for the bottom runes.
Actually, never mind.
Maybe 2 for 2.
Wait for Satanic, right? Surely.
You got Blink, you got Blink coming, you got Satanic coming. No other items, it looks like, are near. Oh, Ags on Weaver is only 400 away. Yeah, they're definitely waiting. Yeah. Even OG can wait, right? Even they can wait? Question mark? As Seb charges in.
The opportunity presents itself. Seb sees an opportunity for a charge, but is stopped by the chains. Now Fisher out on Diddy. He actually using the ultimate. Oh, that is a beautiful That's going to disrupt a lot of things. Enough for Excalibur to be able to TP away, but Ghost is going to be chased down with the bug on him. And King R still had Soxa and Seb chasing him down as well.
33 is sick, man. Nobody else could just play these micro heroes like he does. It's actually nutty.
Yeah, that was a nasty.